Content disclaimer. The views, comments, and opinions expressed by guest speakers or authors on this YouTube channel do not necessarily reflect or represent the views and opinions held by this channel's broadcasters and its sponsors. Parental guidance is advised. Copyright disclaimer under Section 107 of Copyright Act of 1976. Allowance is made for fair use for purposes such as criticism, comments, news reporting, teachers, scholarship, education, and research. For fair use is a use permitted by copyright statute that might otherwise be infringed. Today's consciousness. What happened and how can we change it? From the pristine position that we held in today's consciousness, here's a new show just for you every Tuesday called Today's Consciousness. Be there and enjoy all the great special guest stars that will be passing through on a new show called Today's Consciousness. Today's Consciousness. Are you ready to address all the things that are going on? And how can we heal today's consciousness? Today's consciousness. Right here on KSP TV. Today's Consciousness. What happened and how can we change it? Hey family, readers are leaders. And remember, this is the month of May, and guess what? I'm giving away these books actually for half price, and you have to pay for shipping and handling wherever you are. So please make sure you tune in to KSP TV Media on YouTube, or King Simon Presents on YouTube, or King Simon Productions, or I Am King Simon, the Numero Veda on Instagram. So please tune in if you want to get these books half price, but you have to pay for shipping and handling on King Simon Presents. Hey, this is King Simon. Remember, make sure you go to my website, kingsimonproductions.wordpress.com. That's kingsimonproductions.wordpress.com, or Linktree at King Simon, the Numero Beta. Get all 4 of my books, and of course, that's the Numerovation for Mental Stability. Numbers are simple, people are complicated. Numbers are simple, children's health is important, and no promotion is bad promotion. Just spell my name right. Make sure you get them now on all my links. That's kingsimonproductions.wordpress.com. Go now.
Dick Amdi Diop, Dr. Leonard and Rosalind Jeffries, Dr. Richard King, Dr. James Smalls, Dr. Aishaka Musa Barashango, Dr. Aisha Hilliard, Dr. Francis Kress, Dr. Neely Fuller, Baba Dick Gregory, Sister Shahrazad Ali, Brother Steve Coakley, Dr. Khalid Muhammad, and Dr. Ann Brown. And those are just a few, because I am just naming those. We'll take care of your mic. Okay. Ann is here too. Ann Brown is here. Mm-hmm. We just take care of it and get it on for you. Oh, okay. No, this one is working. This one is not. Wait a minute. Excuse me. Feel like I'm dressing in front of everybody, right? I'm sure this is the one. Yep. And now those elders who emancipated us from the chains of our right brains. See, there's a left brain emancipation of elders and a right brain emancipation. And I lead off, of course, with Baba Heru Ankara Samaj. Baba Kafa Ondongo Happy Ray, Baba Ishangi, Ra Unefa Amen, Dr. Raketi Amen, Queen of Fua, John Harris, C. Freeman L., Brother Eric Mohammed, Dr. Delbert Blair, Brother Bobby Hemmett, Dr. York, the entire family of High Priest Kwatamani, Dr. George Love, Sister Prema, Dr. Muata Ashby, Brother Lloyd Strayhorn, Imhotep Gary Bird, Brother Lloyd Strayhorn Imfundishi, actually, and Brother Imfundishi Jehudimas Hassan. You know he's in the house someplace. Brother Taj Tariq, Dr. Laila Africa, Sister Tassili Ma'atma Atma, hold on, Sister Tassili Mata Atma Ma'at, Ashe. Sister Daya, Brother Jamal Gorey, Brother Azariah Ben Bey, Aten Edwards. This is a cut and paste generation. You don't understand the value of what you've received. It's so sacred. When brothers and sisters like the one here in the underground, before anybody knew it, were actually doing the work without all of the fanfare, the ones who rolled up their sleeves, the ones who dug it in the earth and tilled the soil. The thing about it today is that so please, I'm not castigating, I'm not blaming, I'm not doing any of those things. That is why this particular platform is so sacred. Professor Griff, Mukasa Africa, Irritated Genie, Sister Keisha Forrester, and Brother John Kwesi. Now I'm naming these because they have proven themselves up to this point. Forward in the spirit of which it was passed to them, I salute them as well, because I'm now saluting the next elders, the ones whom I've had personal contact with, the ones whom I've had scrutiny on and have watched their works, the new elders, the ones that are supposed to be holding it down and will be holding it down. It's going to be tough because everybody thinks they can occupy this platform. They cannot. They should not. We have to be more discreet, not being prejudicial, but more discreet, more proofed. Brother Black Dot, Brother A.A. Rashid, Brother Panic, Brother King Simon, my son Amin Ra, Brother Chris, Brother Red and Blue Pill, Brother Shabazz, Brother Supernova. I talked to my brother Rich. Where's my brother Rich at? There he is, Brother Rich. Brother Duke Asir, Duke of Tears, Brother Joel Benjamin, Abundance Child, Brother Jabari, Brother DJ, Professor Griff, Mukasa Africa, Irritated Genie, Sister Keisha Forrester, and Brother John Kwesi. Now I'm naming these because they have proven themselves up to this point. Don't disappoint me. Don't disappoint us.
On that note, family, I had to play that segment because Dr. Valentine mentioned Brother Rich and mentioned so many others in that dissertation at St. Francis College. And without any further ado, I want to bring on my brother, who I see backstage, and wait for him to come up. And this is a serious community, like Dr. Valentine said. This is a serious community. And myself, he mentioned my name, and I don't take that lightly when our elders mention our name. Today's consciousness is about that. Today's consciousness in the conscious community is what happened and how can we change it and heal it. Audience participation, family. And I will be sharing the links. Without further ado, I want to welcome for the first time on my channel, to tell you the truth. First time I ever did an interview with him. I've been waiting to do it with the brother for a long time. Not that I didn't want to, but let's welcome the first time, the one, the only, my brother, Radiohead, the one, the only brother, Rich in the building. Brother Rich.
All right. Can you hear me, King?
I can hear you, brother. How you feeling?
I'm doing great,
Man, welcome. Now you're being interviewed, sir.
Yeah.
How you feeling? Brother Dr. Valentine mentioned your name. How does it feel to be mentioned amongst those that are doing the work, my brother?
It's an honor. One of the greatest moments of my life is when Dr. Phil Valentine allowed me to interview him live on stage at St. Francis College, I believe. Was it St. Francis?
That's right. It was St. Francis.
Yeah. It's one of the greatest moments of my life. I prepared. I did an amazing job on stage, and it was dope. So it's definitely an honor.
And like you said, this is not a platform to play with. Although you and I have been around long enough to see people play with it, people go to jail behind it, all of that. We've seen all of this, man. And before I say anything else, let me just make sure people I have Brother Rich's links here, his Instagram, his link tree, his Cash App, and his PayPal. Make sure y'all support the brother. I will be sharing it in of course, in the chat right now. So if you want to show Brother Rich any love, please do so. Also, my links are in there too. And make sure you show our brother Rich, because Rich has been doing a phenomenal work. I've known him. Matter of fact, since you was 19. I've known you since you was young.
Wow, man.
And Rich, let's start off like this. Going back into as a child, did you ever expect to get into this type of movement as a child, get into the consciousness, or being somebody that would be a purveyor of metaphysics in the way that you do now? Did you ever think about that as a child?
All the time, not metaphysics, but just the whole Black Power, if for lack of better words, movement. My mother was extremely conscious.
Right.
And everything that I do and all my success, I owe all the credit to her. You name it, she was reading it. Black Panthers. I talk about how much I heard the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan in my house.
Yeah.
And that was somebody that she admired greatly. And she always used to play his videos and listen to his recordings. She had the book by Elijah Muhammad. I always seen it when I was young, just sitting there. Message to the Black Man. And she had a lot of books by the Nation of Islam. So I loved her unconditionally. So I want to emulate who she admired. And she admired conscious Black men. So I always wanted to emulate that. And so I always pictured, I didn't know I was going to be an interviewer, though. I thought I knew I had like a preacher spirit in me. I always used to like preaching and shit like that. We allowed to curse on here? I just want to make sure we can say, or is it?
Yeah, not too many, but yes, keep on. You can do it. Flow the way you want to flow. Do what you do, brother.
But I didn't know till I was a little older that I wanted to be an interviewer. About 18, 19.
Right.
And in my mind, I said, I think I would be good at this. But when I was young, I just knew I would be a part of the movement in some way, form, or fashion.
And I know you lost your father transitioned before you was born. How did that impact your consciousness when you found out about that later on? Because I know you've told that story, but I want the people on my platform, those who don't know Brother Rich, I know y'all do know. What was that like when you finally realized that your father transitioned and you're never really going to see him again? Did you feel his energy? Did you know he was around you, or as an ancestor as you was growing up? Did you understand that as you was growing up?
I didn't feel away at all, because I never met him, and you don't. So a lot of times you don't miss what you never experienced. So I never met him, and my whole crew was a bunch of fatherless children. So it was the norm. So I didn't feel like a couple of my peoples had dads, but for the most part we didn't have dads. So I didn't feel like I was missing out on anything. I just thought that was a normal part of growing up Black. You didn't have a father. That was like that's like a luxury. You got a dad, nigga. You got a dad. Your dad live with you. That's like a luxury. So I ain't sweat it. It was cool, and I love my mother so much. I didn't even care.
Right.
I love my mother so much, so I didn't even care really.
Because and I asked that because dad and mom is a part of the consciousness, and even if he's a part of your bloodline, you definitely did your aunts or your uncles ever say you reflected your dad, or your mom ever say you look like your dad, or what did they say with that in regard?
All the time, all day long. Not only neighbors, my mother, families, my uncles, everybody always said, "Yo, you look just like Swift." They used to tell me I act like they just all the time. I used to hear stories about him all the time.
Wow.
What
type of occupation was he doing?
He was a street dude.
Straight street dude. Okay, I see where you got that rough attitude from.
And in the last years of his life, he enrolled in college. Wow. And he wanted to change his life. He went to Pace University. Oh, so I still got his ID to this day. It said Pace University's in New York City. Right. And I still got his ID to this day. He enrolled in Pace University. And some of the last years of his life when he had children, because he wanted to turn his life around, but for the most part, he was a street dude.
Right. Wow, man, that's powerful. And he wanted to change his life. And that's interesting. And I know he's an Aries, right? He's an Aries guy? Aries brother?
April 2nd.
Wow, same day as Marvin Gaye. Damn, powerful. Wow, and that's something. Now, moving right along, you kind of found this type of consciousness and what you started veering towards in your teenage years. Now, what was your teenage lives was like when you was transitioning into understanding your journey into consciousness? What was that all about? And who was the one that really prompted you to keep on moving on towards that? And which were some of the best speakers that you listened to at that time?
Shout out and rest in peace to Sister Burke. She had a public access show. Yes. And I remember being in my little tiny room in my little tiny apartment in Harlem. And I was watching public access at night. And Booker T. Coleman came on. Yes. And when Booker T. Coleman came on in my mind, I said, yo, he was talking about the Moors. He was talking about the Serious Star concert. He was talking about a lot of stuff. And I was like, yo, this is crazy. I need to find out more of this information. And at the end of the program, Sister Bird, there was like contact info. So I called the number immediately. And I think she gave me Big Man's number. And that's when I went to go see Big Man. And my life changed from that day. I went to see Brother Big Man on 125th. Rest in peace to him too. And I got some tapes from Booker T. Coleman, and I got a couple other tapes. I don't remember what I got at that time, but I got a couple of tapes. And I used to just go to see Big Man all the time. That was like my spot, my go-to spot.
Right. Did you ever get to meet Sister Burke?
At LIU, I met her.
Yeah. She was a tall, menacing chocolate sister with locks and stuff. Yeah. Big up to Sister Burke, man. I miss her too, man. Very good person. Always treated me with respect. Brother Big Man and all of them. And now crossing into the consciousness, you watched a lot of. What was one of the first tapes that you brought into the consciousness that you watched entirely, and when you got into consciousness? You remember?
I don't remember what it was. It was something from Booker T. Coleman.
Definitely Booker T.
I know something from Azazel. I got something from that. Remember Azazil's recipes to Azazel. That was a crazy motherfucker. He would be on public access with like a preacher, not a preacher, like a priest, like one of the fathers in the Catholic Church. Yeah, he would be dressed like that. And I see him and he'd have a cup and he'd act like he's drinking blood and shit. Yeah. I'm like, what the fuck? I'm like, who is this? So
a Virgo too. He was a Virgo.
Yeah, I got a tape from him, and I was just like, wow. The tape that really changed everything for me was when I got a tape from Bobby Hemmett. That's when everything, my whole life changed when I got a tape from Bobby Hemmett, and because he made it easy to get into metaphysics, and I told the story a couple of times. Phil talks so complicated. Yeah. And so sophisticated and so intellectual, and I just couldn't grasp the concepts that fast at that age at 19. And Bobby made it real easy. I used to think I said this before. I used to think Phil worshiped the devil. The way he looked, I was like, yo, this dude worships the devil, yo. that look he gave off. I was like, yo, this dude gotta worship the devil. He belonged to the church of Satan. I told Phil that I said that before, but eventually I started listening to more on Phil, and my vocabulary grew, and my understanding of the English language grew, and I was able to grasp his concepts and what he was saying. And wow, getting in the field, that was another quantum leap in my life.
You know, as you started developing into the consciousness, and of course, you was also a street vendor and all of that. But what was some of the, as you was going in, what were some of your expectations about what this conscious community or quote unquote conscious community was all about from your perspective? What did you expect to get from it?
As somebody being in the audience, or as a street vendor, because there was two eras of my life. Me just going to watch the lectures in the audience.
Let's deal with the audience first. Let's deal with the
all right.
audience.
Well, with the audience, I never had expectations of a conscious community. I just wanted to understand myself better. So I was never interested in trying to be a member of a group or looking to join an organization. All I was ever interested in was raising my consciousness and remembering who I was. Because when you are a certain person, you always have that inner feeling from a kid. I always felt like I was special since I was a child. And I tell the story. The first affirmation I ever wrote, I never knew it was an affirmation. Back before computers came out and there was typewriters, right. I used to just always write. I don't. It's not that I consciously thought of it. I think it was a message for my subconscious to remind me. I used to just always write, Richard Merritt is the best in the world. And I would just write it over and over and over. And over. And that's the only thing I could ever memorize on a typewriter without looking at it. Richard Merritt is the best in the world. And so I always thought highly of myself, even though, society would say, why the hell do you live in the projects? You don't even have a dad, nigga. Your family's, not wealthy. Why do you think highly of yourself? But it was a gift that was instilled in me before I came to this realm, and I carried it with me this whole time in this realm.
And people that are just tuning in, we have our guest, brother Rich in the building, media influencer, entrepreneur, and so much more. Of course, you can go to his IG links. You can go to his Linktree /Black Magic 363 and Cash App, of course, $ Black Magic 363. Through his PayPal is richinmerit7 at Yahoo. If you want to check out his PayPal and show him some love, and let me say this, because this is going to be a little bit more. We're going to kind of get into something now, my brother. Being a street vendor and watching our people blind, deaf, and dumb. What was some of the things that you wanted the people that came to your table to realize and recognize when it comes to getting this knowledge? What did you want them to get? And did any of them come back with any special information that they felt they thanked you for, as far as selling that video or a DVD at that time? What is it that you've experienced as a street vendor that probably shook your world as a street vendor, moving from the audience into street vendor? What shook your world, or what was it that you loved to be of service for when you was out there in the street with the people? How did you feel about doing that as a street vendor? Because I ran into you numerous times as a street vendor. What was that all about for you, being a street vendor?
Well, the message that I want to convey is the same message that I convey now. Yeah. It was always important for me to make people understand that they have the power to create their own reality. Right. And studying, I remember What the Bleep Do You Know and The Secret. What was the name of that book?
Which one?
Allen. The little book, As a Man Thinketh.
James Allen.
Yeah. As a Man Thinketh. So a lot of those was my some of my first material in terms of that. And I just always wanted the people to know and understand that they could create their own reality. I thought that was the most amazing discovery in the world for me. Being conscious is that we could create our own reality. And my time out there as a vendor, the hardest part was being the weather, like New York City winters. Yes. That was the hardest part, but we was a family out there.
Yes.
And a lot of the brothers out there, sisters used to come by. We would talk, we would chop it up. I would place. I was like a psychologist out there because people would tell me their problems and shit like that. I was a big listener, and I would be there for them to listen to. So it was much more than a transactional experience where they're just coming to buy a DVD.
Mm-hmm.
It was like very therapeutic for people to come to my table and just kick it with me. Very therapeutic. So a lot of people just came by my table. A lot of times they didn't even buy anything.
Nope.
They just wanted to come and just talk to me because they know not a lot of people in this world can listen.
Yeah.
And if a lot of times if people listen to you, they're just waiting for you to finish so they can respond and say what they want to say.
Yeah.
But I've always been a genuine, and that's what makes me a great interviewer. I've always knew how to listen. And that's something that's real important in this life. And so they appreciate it. So we was a family out there. Shout out to everybody who ever supported me in Brooklyn. Shout out to everybody.
Yeah, big up to Bajan Tone. He just celebrated a birthday. Happy birthday to him.
But I would say the latter part of your question, the biggest surprise for me working outside was seeing all the brothers come by my table. I never thought I would see this in my life because I grew up with the mother that I had.
Right.
The woman absolutely hated that their men were conscious. They hated that their men would buy DVDs. And I came to realize a lot of women like their men dumb. I'm not saying all, but a lot of women like their men. And, because the brother had a lot, I'm talking about numerous brothers, the same issue.
Why do you feel that is? Why you feel that is? Go ahead.
Like, oh, you could control a man. You could control a man. A man who knows his value is a hard man to control, a hard man to manipulate, a hard man to run game on. So the name of the game is to find somebody, and this is for men and women, but this is what I noticed with the brothers. All of them would say, yo, I gotta hide this tape from my woman. In my mind, I kept saying, why? Like, this shit ain't porn. Exactly. Why is everybody saying they gotta hide this from their woman? But they're and not just that, the controlling aspect, King, but consciousness is associated with poverty. So a lot of women, I feel, this is my opinion, when your man goes that route, oh shit, he's gonna start growing his hair out and not get a haircut. Next thing he gonna tell me he ain't working for the white man. We gonna be struggling and shit. He gonna want me to change my hairstyle. So there's so many things coming to a person's mind when they hear consciousness that they get turned off. But that was the shocker, the amount of women that I seen that despise the fact that their men got tapes from me. Wow. One lady came to my table and she said, she used that word hate, and I never forgot it. She said, I hate these videos. And she was just telling me that her husband keeps buying them. And I was just smiling like, okay, well, this is good. But that was like the biggest shocker, King. Like I've seen that over and over again.
Did you ever have to give some of these women advice that was open to it?
I'm on my business. That's these brothers' wives. I'm staying out of that. That's these brothers' wives.
But what you said is very deep because that also comes with a spiritual and metaphysical component too. Some women would want their men to stay dumb and docile in order so they can control them and not get into the consciousness, which would free them and open them up to different things. And and you was a part of that freedom, so to speak, for many of us brothers on the street, or many of the brothers on the street. And I think myself being a promoter on the street was also a part of that freedom too, that people want to, because most of the time the lectures would be filled with men. A majority of the time, a lot of lectures would be filled with men, and then the women started gravitating and getting, especially towards in the 2000s, you started seeing a lot more women coming in, especially in that 2000 energy. What do you think was the shift now that women are starting to find themselves? From your perspective, what was the shift that now women are getting knowledge of self, and then some men want them to stay dumb? That part.
I don't know. I think one thing that definitely helped consciousness is when the brother Tariq Nasheed came out with Hidden Colors, and he gave it such beautiful aesthetics.
Yes.
And he's a clean cut brother with a suit and tie. And I think when the world see Hidden Colors, it changed. That was the biggest paradigm shifter in terms of consciousness probably in my whole lifetime when I seen Hidden Colors. Two tapes that I seen come out. When The Secret came out,
Yes.
Complete phenomenon, not just within the Black, every community. The Secret changed everything. When Hidden Colors came out, the Black community was like, whoa, oh shit, like this is wow. Like they were shocked at what was presented in that documentary. And I think from that point, you know, we started seeing a lot of people that you know, typically wouldn't be interested in consciousness now interested in consciousness.
Mm-hmm. Now, you from the street vendor, you was also doing Blog Talk, which was legendary, of course. Underground Network, Underground Railroad Network, correct?
Radio, Underground Railroad Radio.
Radio, right. What made you transition into the Blog Talk? What prompted you to go that way? And what in your consciousness said, you know what, I need to go on Blog Talk and do this? Who was the one that stimulated that?
I don't know. Well, in the conscious community, our media circle, I was the first one on there.
Right.
I was only before everybody. And I don't know, somebody must have told me about it. I don't know who told me about it. But I just decided to give it a try. I think one of my customers actually told me about it. And I decided to give it a try, and I liked it. It was dope.
Yeah.
And I did it. I had a very short Blog Talk run. I started before everybody, and I ended before everybody. And I ended. That's when my mother passed away in 2008. And probably about a year after she passed away, I ended it. I didn't like the fact that, you know, I don't know, it was very time consuming Blog Talk and being outside.
Right.
And you know, I just decided that, you know, I didn't want to do it anymore. So I had a short run. And it's funny, King. So the thing, as far as what got me back into after Blog Talk, I was a little discouraged, right?
Right.
And I didn't interview. I wasn't interviewing no more. I was just, you know, into the DVDs, and maybe I interviewed for the when I did an interview on the DVDs, but I wasn't like doing interviews on a regular. And so many people came to my table, so many people, brothers and sisters. And I don't want anybody to get confused to think I had a lot of female customers. When I talk about the sisters, I'm just talking about the wives of the brothers, but I had a ton of sisters come and support me. So I don't want anybody to get the two confused. I'm just talking about the wives of the brothers that came by my table. But so many people would tell me, yo, you do good interviews. Yo, you man good at asking questions. When you gonna get into that again? And it just kept happening so much. And I'm like, damn, they really fuck with me. Okay. I didn't know they fuck with me like that. But I was like, oh shit, they really F with me. So that's when I decided to get back into doing what I do on YouTube. And I remember my first interview back from the Blog Talk era on YouTube when I made the transition to YouTube was with Dr. I made a whole plan about shows. I had a whole blueprint, King.
Yes.
That's when I called Griff. I said, Griff, I want to do a weekly show with you. Yes. Griff said, cool. He said, but I got the sister I need to bring on. I said, what's her name? He said, Zaza Ali. He said, she's fire. I said, okay, cool, I'm down. I talked to Blue Pill. Blue Pill hooked me up with Dick Gregory. Yeah. He gave me the Dick Gregory connect. So I had Dick Gregory on a regular basis. I had Professor Griffith Zaza Ali on a regular basis. And then I would do other shows with other people, but those were like my two go-tos right there. And the first show I did coming back was 12 years. It was dealing with the decoding the movie 12 Years a Slave, Dr. Phil Valentine. And it turned out to be a huge success. And that's what reignited my you know, just being an interview again and being on YouTube.
But now, you know, doing that whole transition, a lot of stuff was going on, as you know, in the community. And there were some major things that may have disappointed many of us on the street. From your perspective, what were some of the disappointing parts of the conscious community, of what was happening in the community? Because there was I remember the brothers and people that were speakers would do big flyers. And then when I came in the game, I started putting out little smaller flyers and having ticket outlets and all that kind of stuff. But we started noticing certain things happening in the community. What were some of the disappointing eras of the time you came into up to even now, what were some of the disappointments that you felt in your own mind and your own heart that was disappointing to you in the country?
The biggest disappointment was the beginning of the YouTube era. That was the biggest disappointment.
Mm.
And I'm gonna get into that, but I'm trying to think about anything else. You know, there's nothing. Shout out to, I see some of my family in the chat.
Yes.
Slim Yaya Bay, Big Face Hunnits. Big Face Hunnits. You know what time it is? Got plenty money over here. Yeah.
Right.
Plenty money. Shout out to my family from Black Magic 363. Yeah, some of them in here. So shout out to y'all.
Thank you very much.
That was the biggest disappointment. Anything else? You know, I felt as though every community goes through things, but you know, what's interesting with you is I seen you came into the game. I met you at a real later stage in the conscious community. You came in a little later, and I always used to wonder, who is this dude here? Who's this Jamaican dude here? What's this dude about? You know what I'm saying? And you was like a promoter and stuff like that. By the time I met you, I was in Brooklyn. Right. There was so many years I was in Harlem, but by the time I met you, I was established in Brooklyn, and I used to just always see you come around with Polite or promote Polite, and I always used to wonder, why does dude promote Polite so heavy or so hard? So that's something that I want to bring up. But before we get into any of that, the YouTube era, because there's a whole history before the YouTube era. You know, even one of the biggest things that happened before the YouTube era was when the power dynamic shifted. Sarnetta and Shabazz got into this huge beef. Yeah, I don't know if you would call it Sarnetta and Shabazz, but something went down where the camps got split. Yeah, and there were some people messing with Shabazz. There were some people messing with Sarnetta, and I remember going to a lecture with Phil Valentine where he addressed the situation with Shabazz. And shout out to Shabazz.
Big up to brother Shabazz. Yeah.
And I remember being there like, wow, I'm just being shocked. Like, oh shit, I can't believe this is going down. I can't believe Bobby was in the middle of it. Panic was in the middle of it. There was a brother named Rudra that I think he initially made the comment, I believe, about Phil Valentine or something like that. And it was like Shabazz, Panic, Rudra versus Phil, Sarnetta, and I think that's how the outside world perceived it. I'm not saying that's exactly what it was, but I remember going to a lecture in Harlem where Phil addressed the situation. I forgot what they called the tape, but he addressed the situation. You wasn't around at that time, right?
I was around, but I was doing other things. Because remember, I was mixing it up with consciousness and parties, and still doing party promotion and those. So I knew Phil since 80s, 90s. So I knew I was. Everybody knew me. That was elders. A lot of the younger guys didn't know me. All the elders knew me.
Right. So I went to that lecture in Harlem, and wow.
Where was it? Which place? Which venue? You remember?
I think we was at Soul Brothers Boutique
at Jack's spot. Jack's. My man.
I think he had to close it. We had to move in the last part of the lecture. We did it somewhere else. I don't know if it was the Dempsey Center. I don't know where we moved, but it was like 2 different locations in one day because we had to move from location to another location. Yes. But after that altercation with Shabazz and Sarnetta, that's when everything changed. Where the power really shifted, because after that Shabazz kind of fell off the scene. I don't know if it was personal reasons. He stopped selling DVDs in Brooklyn, and the power shifted to Sarnetta. And when I tell you, there was when I knew Sarnetta before that altercation, and I knew him after, and boy oh boy, when I say after that, Sarnetta, he had, you know how they say you had the juice or you had the glow? Sarnetta had the glow. Yeah. After that situation with Shabazz, Sarnetta had the glow. He had the juice. He had that, whatever you want to call it, he had it. And everybody that used to go see Shabazz in Brooklyn, they would now come to Harlem and see Sarnetta. Yeah. And his business blew up. Bobby Hemmett, when Bobby Hemmett came to do lectures, now Bobby would come to Harlem and start. Bobby would speak on the street. Bobby would spend the night at Sarnetta house. So Sarnetta that was Sarnetta in his prime. He had all the juice. Everybody, there wasn't a lot of vendors selling the tapes at that time. So it was mainly like in Queens and it was mainly just Sarnetta holding it down at that time. And that's even when the pills wasn't around before then. No. And after that situation, I guess they seen the power shift to Harlem, and that's what made them come to Harlem. They set up right next to Sarnetta.
Yes, they did. That's right.
It was a business move. They said this nigga got the juice. I'm gonna set him. They might say opposite, but I believe that's what it was. They knew he had the juice. They knew he had the power. Let's set up next to him and get some of this energy. But I think at that time, Sarnetta, he wasn't really into metaphysics like that.
No.
But the power was just handed to him. If in fact, when I first started, because I started out seeing Big Man, and when I started seeing Sarnetta to get tapes, Sarnetta got this magnetic personality. Yeah. He was very magnetic. You just want to be around him. Yeah. Like it wasn't. He got that power for a reason because of his aura. He had a very strong aura about him. And so the information was the power was handed to him, but he never really liked metaphysics like that. And in fact, and he'll tell you this all the time. I used to always buy Bobby Hemmett tapes from him. And he would tell me, yo, man, why don't you get Khalid Muhammad? Why you keep exactly. he would keep trying to get me to get Khalid Muhammad. I'm like, no, I'm not into that, brother. But and he would just wonder, like, why is this young brother always getting Bobby Hemmett and all this spooky? He used to call me spooky all the time.
Yep.
He used to say spookism, but that's what I was into. Yeah. So I think that that the metaphysics didn't last long in Sarnetta's hand because that really wasn't him. Right. I think he really found who he was when he started doing the debate thing, because he's always been into like controversy and things like that.
That's
and
right.
I think when he started doing the debates, it wasn't about clout. Like a lot of brothers do things for clout. They do things for attention. They'll do anything strange for some change. So that's just how brothers is. They'll do something strange for change.
Thanks for change.
Sarnetta is genuinely about controversy.
A warrior, about
controversy. And he was into the debates. And I remember the first one he did was the Hebrew Israelites versus the Nuwabians.
At the temple in Bushwick.
That was his first go at a debate. And it just kept going from there. I know by the time him Polite hooked up, that's when it just exploded. Once he got when he connected with Polite.
Yes.
That's when it exploded.
You know, and that's interesting, that whole era, because I was there, but I kept to the background and staying silent, because remember, I was just coming out of the Nation of Islam under Dr. Khalid around those times too. So, 95, I believe I left that community of the nation and coming back into club life and then doing a lot of that stuff. And then officially, moving in with, not with Polite, it was my first lecture was actually Lloyd Strayhorn, Aton Edwards, and this brother named Keith Dorset, and then Asir, the Duke of Tears, was my first coming back into the conscious community under my own independent production, because I was doing everything else for communities like the Nation of Islam, Ansar Allah community. So, and that's where I was at, and always watching from the sideline, because I was paying attention to what was happening. And I think when Shabazz stepped away, that's when I was able to come in at that time. So that's when I was able to come in and do what I had to do, and turn it up from my own perspective. Even Black Dot stressed that one time on his show. So, but Brother Rich, I know Sarnetta was definitely a highlight of many of the consciousness. Brother Jack, or AKA my brother Sutek, was a highlight of all of that. I remember even when Seti came in, Seti was one of the first on YouTube to reach 1 million, and then they deleted his channel, back in the day. A lot of people don't realize that Seti on YouTube reached 1 million. And through whatever he was teaching, from what he said he received from Dr. Ben and his uncle Pianki and all the great ones, from your perspective, Rich, why did the metaphysics and the Black consciousness never meshed with each other? because there was a big thing that happened at one of the gatherings of the masters here in Atlanta in 2000. Why do you feel it didn't mesh together, the Black consciousness or the Pan-African with the spiritual community or the metaphysical community? Why you think they didn't mesh?
Yeah, I mean that's a good question, King. And to be honest, the metaphysics is for Black consciousness in general. A lot of people could fit under that banner of Pan-Africanism and Black consciousness, and it's not a hard thing to grasp that we're being oppressed,
right?
And we need to free ourselves, and we need economics, and we need this, and we need that, food, shelter, clothing. Mm-hmm. Metaphysics has always been for a select amount of people, a small percentage of people that can really grasp the higher sciences. So the higher sciences wasn't meant for an entire community of Black consciousness to understand. It goes beyond race. It goes beyond gender. It's about frequency, and it forces you to take a lot of accountability.
Right.
And in the Black, when you into the revolutionary aspect, I understand both sides, but a metaphysician would take more accountability, I feel, for the things that happen in his life. So if somebody who's into metaphysics doesn't have a job, instead of just complaining about not having a job and kill the white man, they're supposed to. I'm not saying they all do this, because obviously we're all not doing it because we receive more results. But if you're truly into metaphysics and the high sciences, you could change your situation from the inside out. Being in the metaphysics, you understand that the outside world is the world of effects, and the inside world is the world of causal realm.
Right.
And you're supposed to change any condition that you face with, whether it's woman, whether it's the white man, whether it's economics, whether it's health, whatever it is. You are a complete God on this earth, and you are supposed to have the power and the ability to change that. And everybody isn't willing to accept that responsibility. So it's no surprise that not only Black, any community wouldn't embrace metaphysics, because it requires the individual to be extremely responsible and to take accountability for everything that happens in their life. Now, I will say this, King.
Yeah.
A lot of people use that. People misuse everything, misuse metaphysics.
That's right.
To escape the reality that they're in. I understand the program that I was born into of white supremacy. So I won't sit here and say white supremacy doesn't exist. Or I won't be one of these Negroes that want to be on one of these white networks, or who look for white support, a white support system. So I'm just going to act like racism doesn't exist because I'm so spiritual. Or if I talk about race, that makes me lower vibration. No, hell no, fuck out of here. I will talk about all of it. I will encompass my whole entire experience. But as I always tell people, you can rise above any situation. So I'm not scared to talk about white supremacy because somebody's going to label me low vibrational, or somebody's going to tell me race doesn't matter, or the white people are going to get mad at me. No, I ain't worried about none of that shit. I'm going to talk about what I want to talk about and how I want to talk about it. Unless, of course, sometimes you got to be strategic, like certain things I got to say only on Patreon. But in general, I'm not just going to be scared to bring. And I think a lot of people in the metaphysics, they run from the whole race conversation because they scared.
Right.
If you scared, go to church, nigga. You know what I'm saying? If you scared, go to church. Don't hide behind metaphysics because you scared. I will bring it all up. And I don't care if somebody say I'm low vibe. That don't affect me. Right. The way I live, the amount of happiness I have in me, the power that I exert, I'm living proof that this worked. I'm living proof that, you know what it is? And I talk about this all the time. I'm authentic, King. I'm not here to just try to fit into this crowd or that crowd or the advanced crowd. No, I'm living an authentic experience, and I embrace it all. And let me say this though about the whole, because I'm like a spiritual warrior. If you was describe me, I'm a Virgo and I got a Aries moon. I'm like a spiritual warrior. I will say this about the whole Black Power movement, and I meant to say this earlier. Okay. There would be no Brother Rich without Sarnetta. And Sarnetta, he got his ways. He got his ways about him. We all know that. He definitely got his ways about him. Sometimes he could be a very shitty individual.
That's right.
But there would be no Brother Rich at all without Sarnetta. So shout out to that brother, and I will support that brother.
Yeah.
As long as I'm alive, for what the brother has done. The brother even introduced me to my queen. He even introduced me to my queen. So there was just a lot that I gotta thank him for. And I think that's one of the reasons the people in the metaphysical community don't prosper the way they do. Very ungrateful individuals, and they don't practice appreciation the way they do. They practice gratitude in a very robotic way. I'm thankful for this. I'm thankful for that. I'm thankful for this. Nah, nigga, you got to be grateful for the things that you would never think you were grateful for, or the things that hurt you to be grateful for. Sometimes you got to be grateful for the things or the people that it may grind you. Like, damn, I do got to give this brother props for this. I do got to give this sister props for that. You may hate your baby mama, but your baby mama may have set you up to do something that changed your entire life. You got to be thankful for them individuals. So I'm thankful for my entire experience. And, Sarnetta, there would be no Brother Rich doing what I do without it. I studied them. I observed them. I watched them. And, I learned a lot from the brother.
And I'm glad you say that, because out of you, Sarnetta, in the Black conscious community and the Pan-African movement and the debate culture, and you in the metaphysics, I have to say that y'all brothers have proven yourself to be very good mates, because y'all have kept your relationship intact all these years. Sarnetta still is with with Cynthia, and you are still with your wife for 19, 20 years right now. How have you personally been able to maintain relationship when brothers, even in the conscious world, they can't even trust women nowadays, but people like Phil Valentine maintain a wife. People like Delbert Blair, until his wife was killed, maintain a wife. People, and I mean, I say in the Black consciousness that they're not doing it, because Ashwa Kwesi maintained a wife and all that. How in the consciousness now have you been able to maintain, as a young dude who met your wife at a young age, been able to maintain a relationship? And I know it had ups and downs, brother, but please share that with the audience, how you was able to maintain a relationship with a one woman for so long.
Well, let me say first, the whole Cynthia thing, Sarnetta Cynthia, he was definitely an inspiration to me. I remember this, probably in the first 5 years I met him, they had some ceremony or some celebration or something they had, and it was huge. And I was just like, wow, this is big, this is dope. And it's dope what he was able to do, and it definitely inspired me. I don't talk to Sarnetta that much no more. So this situation with the new woman that he has introduced to his family, I don't know anything about that. In fact, I was a little confused at what he was doing, because I got so much love for him and Cynthia. So I don't know that version of Sarnetta. I don't know that version of Sarnetta. I don't know that version of his life. But when I say he inspired me, I'm gonna respect that, because I'm not a part of that. I'm in Georgia. I live a whole different life, but I'm inspired by the whole Sarnetta Cynthia era, and that's what I love. That's what I appreciate. And they definitely, not just myself, but my lady too. They inspired both of us. But in terms of maintaining, I will say this also before I talk about maintaining my relationship.
Yeah.
And seeing people break up, even with the situation, you can't help but think about the situation with Billy just getting a divorce, and just everybody in general. A lot of people can't seem to maintain relationships. This is the thing, King. In this new metaphysical, I won't say metaphysical, in this new age community, in this spiritual community, where we like to use the word toxic. We like to use these catchphrases, whatever's popular. We talk about mental illness, all these catchphrases that we use.
Right.
They will never make it in a relationship, ever. They're not going to make it. People, this is why spiritual people ain't going to make it in relationships with this new philosophy of positivity. Why would Rich say that if I always talk about positivity, right? Because in every relationship, there's the toxic years. Nigga, in every relationship, there is the toxic years.
Yes, it is.
How y'all gonna make it out them years if gotta go. According to the secret, according to this, the law of attraction, and you ain't gonna make it. You ain't gonna make it, nigga. This shit is real. This shit is a roller coaster ride, ups and downs, ups and downs. There's way more ups than downs, but you're going to experience a lot of downs. And if you're always worried about being toxic, you ain't going to last. Michelle Obama talked about how she basically had hatred for Obama after she gave children because she had to watch him prosper in his career, and she had to fall back and have kids. I talk about my biggest challenge in my relationship ever was after my girl gave birth to my son Sirius. And it just changed. We stopped going out together. It wasn't just me and her. There was jealousy. There was all types of dynamics now involved in it. And that's a lot of people break up during them years. They be like, man, fuck this. I'm out of here. I ain't dealing with this shit. But it was worth it. I felt as though my investment into that relationship was worth it to stick it out and see if things get better. And if I was worried about toxicity and all of that stuff, I would have never made it. But every relationship I brought up Michelle Obama. You could bring up your mommy, your daddy, your grandparents. Every relationship got a year where things just might not click. Y'all may be together for 10 years, and year 11, things just might not click. Now, are you going to throw away 10 years for 1 year when things don't click? So, it's just, this generation, new age generation is very soft, and any challenge that they're presented with in a relationship, they're always thinking about, I can manifest something better than this. And maybe you can. I'm not saying you can't. That's great. That is absolutely great. But I just feel as though when, you with somebody who you truly care about, and the answer to one of your questions before I answered that was what made it last so long was that my girl was my friend before anything. We're friends before anything. And I didn't want to give up on that. If it was just lust, King, I would have gave up on it. If she just had a fat ass, I would have gave up on it. If I was just in it for clout or prestige, or to say I have a girlfriend, everybody. Look, I'm Brother Richard. I would have gave up on it, but it's bigger than that. And we're friends first before anything. We could talk on the phone all day. So, it's worth it to work things through. And I'm not into the whole new age shit of, the first sign of distress, I'm out of here.
No, and I'm glad you said that, being a friend first. And a lot of people, as we all notice, that are not friends with their relationships now. And you're right, the new age thing has destroyed the fiber of relationships. This new age, everybody think a trigger word, a trigger thing. So as soon as you hear that first trigger, that's the word, trigger. The first trigger, that's when everybody wants to run away from the relationship. Oh, a red flag. There's another word, red flag.
Oh, that's a red flag. I'm out of it. Like,
I'm leaving.
My grandparents had 20 red flags. You know what I'm saying? And once again, I'm not saying to stay in a relationship that's bad for you, but what I'm saying is you decide whether it's worth it. Right. During my toxic years, what I would consider the toxic years of being in a 20-year relationship, so much confusion after having a child. We lose our identity. We lost our appreciation for each other. Instead of sleeping in the bed together, here come a kid that jumps in the middle of the bed. Exactly. Here come a kid. So you don't even connect like how you used to connect. You know what I'm saying? But everybody in an individual basis, nobody could give you a formula. Right. You got to decide whether it's worth it. I decided that it was worth it. Listen, King, I could break up with my lady a year from now. Who knows? I don't know. Right. But it was damn sure worth it. It was damn sure worth it. But I don't know. Yeah, I'm not saying my shit is going to last forever. I'm not saying that. All I'm saying is it was worth it. And I'm just saying I'm not into the whole new age thing where red flag, this, that. Oh, gotta go. Now I'm a little bit more old school with my approach to this thing. And I'm gonna see if I'm gonna make it work.
And you are an old soul according to your numbers, so it just definitely makes a lot of sense to me. And I tell that's why I stopped doing compatibility sessions. I stopped doing compatibility sessions 4 or 5 years ago because I realized that people in this new age relationship paradigm is not serious. They weren't serious. So I stay away from doing compatibility, and I was going to get back into it, but to do a compatibility session with me, Rich, is a rack People don't realize it because it takes a lot to break down the intricate nuances of a name and birthday and all that kind of stuff. And even then, if one person is willing to do the work and the other one is not going to willing to do the work, then it won't work. That's why I always recommend people to elders that actually have been in relationship for 50 or 45 years, or people that's been in there for 25, like Dr. Valentine and his wife, or Moncho and Nwasha, who've been in a relationship that has a whole relationship business. Ashwa Kwesi been with his wife for 35 years. Brother Professor Smalls has been with his wife for over 45 years. Professor Jeffrey's been with his wife for over 50 years.
All the elders.
All the elders.
No, this is what I'm saying. These are all that's a whole different mentality, a whole different philosophy.
Whole different philosophy.
You know, in all those relationships, who knows how many years them brothers may have slept on the couch just to get away from their woman, or vice versa.
I've heard it.
We've heard. So this is, you know, this how this shit go. Like, you know.
Exactly. Now, Rich, we're in the consciousness, and the big thing in consciousness, and I heard you interview somebody about it. Polygamy and polygyny. Oh Lord, that took over for a good amount of years. It took over because, of course, the polite and the Nazi and all these guys that was doing their thing. What do you feel about that? And what were some of the detriments to people promoting polygamy, which I call panigamy, because a lot of people were doing polygamous stuff. They wasn't doing polygamy from the proper perspective, as far as what I heard and studied back in the day. What do you think about polygamy in the consciousness?
I think if everybody needs to be honest with themselves.
Right.
If you're honest with yourself, and that's what you are into and that's what you're about, then I think you should pursue that.
They got this new poly thing. Everything is poly. I can do many men. I can do many women. I can do animals and dogs and cats. Oh my!
I think that if you think you got to be responsible with one woman, you got to be 3 times or 10 times as responsible with multiple women. It takes a hell of a man to pull off polygamy the right way, King. Yeah. And maybe that's why I was reserved for kings, because that's some kingly shit. To pull that off, you gotta have the mentality. You can't be no peasant and pull off polygamy. It's not just about money, it's a mindset. You gotta have this royal mindset, a mature mindset. You know, me personally, I could never do it because just energy wise, being with one woman consumes so much of my energy. And I'm not if I was to do it, I'm the type that it would just destroy me, because my energy will be dispersed in so many areas. I want to be able to, my purpose comes first before anything. My children, my lady, anything. My purpose is what feeds everybody. My purpose feeds everybody, not just financially, but emotionally, psychologically, spiritually. My purpose, when I pursue my purpose, I'm at my best. Like I said, I am the best. And I am the best when I pursue my purpose. So I couldn't pursue my purpose with that many distractions. Women are the most complicated creatures on the face of the earth. If we're going to be honest, if they are, as soon as you think you got it figured out, nigga, she'll pop up with something new on your ass, nigga. So they are the most, you can't use logic with them. You can't even use logic. It's because they're chaos. They are the best representation of dark matter consciousness in this realm. So you can't figure out. You could never figure her out. Right. So for me to have more than one, I'm just, me personally, I'm not built for that, and I can't. My energy can't go in that many places. You know.
At least you're honest, because I mean, when I was in the club life, I had a lot of women, yes, but I had a lot of women working for me for the parties and the stuff that I did, and I used to have modeling agencies, Rich. I had 2 modeling agencies, one called Neat, Sweet, and Petite, the other one called the Entourage Models. Got them into magazines and on stage at Madison Square Garden. But the disagreements and the arguments they had with each other because of jealousy. Oh my God.
King, this is why when you in a polygamy, you have to buy each one of your wives their own house. Yeah. This is why.
Some say that.
I feel like that. They're like, you don't want that energy clashing. Like, I feel like brothers will have to buy each wife needs their own home. We could come together, but they need their own home individually. So this is why it gets very complicated. And I'm gonna tell you, just to end this conversation on this, King, there's something special to me about conquering the world with one woman. Us against the world, baby.
Right.
Me and my bitch. You know what I'm saying? No disrespect, but nigga, me and her, us against the world, baby. We got this, nigga. Like Bonnie and Clyde, nigga. Like that shit means something to me, nigga. That shit means something in my heart, nigga. Me and you, baby, we gonna do this. Like that just two people, me and Boo, we bounce off each other. That shit means something to me. That shit is special to me. And I'm not, like I said, if me and my lady do make it, oh, that would be that's the most beautiful story in the world. I don't know if we're gonna make it forever. Like I said, we could break up next year. I don't know. But if we was to make it from when I was 20 and shit to the day I die, nigga, that's the most beautiful story in the world.
Beautiful
Two
stuff.
people grew up together and conquered this motherfucker.
That's right.
Grew up from Harlem, the projects and this and that, and they, you know, like that's beautiful. I love that shit. I write a book about that.
You should, Rich. I love your enthusiasm. I love your enthusiasm. Now, family, hold on 1 second. We're gonna go to the phone lines. Matter of fact, we're gonna go to the cam up, and now we're in the 9 o'clock hour. I want everybody to get ready. Who wants to come in to cam up? I'm gonna take this quick commercial break, and we're gonna be right back with more of this and more of Brother Rich. Boy, we got over almost 300 people in the chat, in the whole thing. Rich, I know you are the best. You know, it's so funny you say that because even DJ Khaled say that, and he's born under the number 8 also. So we're interested. Both of y'all 8.
I'm the best, y'all.
We're the best.
I'm the best.
This is DJ Khaled, man. I met him years ago, man. So look, we'll be right back after this. Don't touch that.
Big face Hornets.
That's right. We camming up. I'm gonna put the link in the chat right now, and one at a time, family. One question at a time. We'll be black after this. Don't touch that down. King Simon is in the mother flipping building with Brother Rich. All right. Today's consciousness, today's consciousness, today's consciousness. What happened and how can we change it? From the pristine position that we held in today's consciousness, here's a new show just for you every Tuesday called Today's Consciousness. Be there and enjoy all the great special guest stars that will be passing through on a new show called Today's Consciousness. Today's Consciousness. Today's Consciousness. Are you ready to address all the things that are going on? And how can we heal today's consciousness? Today's consciousness. Today's consciousness. Right here on KSP TV. Today's consciousness. What happened and how can we change it? The only way you can make the world better is if you make the people better. So it's about showing them the light of hope in themselves and their family. Everything in this universe is all about synchronicity.
Numbers are simple, people are complicated. Numeration from the king. Learn the foundation from the king. Nana pushe. 1 + 1 is 2. Be precise. 3 + 2 is 5. Guard your mind. Me plus you is mathematician. Learn from the one numerator. Numbers are simple, people are complicated. Innovation from a king, learn the foundation from the king. Numbers are simple, people are complicated. Numeration from a king, learn the foundation from the king. No, it's not about reading, it's about guiding. I don't do readings, I do consultations because you should know yourself. As good as the back of your hand, you should know yourself. I want everyone out there to be clear that this is to serve you like a GPS serves you. Remember, each of us has guaranteed ourselves success. Be that magi, family. Be that magician. Be that numerovational motivated force. It's the numerovational session with King Simon. Text your full name and date of birth to 347-496-1022. That's 347-496-1022 and get my books on Amazon now. Yes. Welcome back. Your dreams were your ticket out. Welcome back. Simon says to circulate the money right now.
Circulate the money to the channel, baby. You know what we doing. PayPal, Zelle, Venmo, Chime, Cash App. But make sure also that you celebrate my brother, Brother Rich, in every way. I got all of his information right here, right now. We're getting ready to bring him back on because Brother Rich was tearing it up. Just want to remind everybody that big up to Abundance Child. She got a radio show. She has her own new radio show on WJVSradio.com. Make sure you support Abundance Child. Remember the tribute to Malcolm X is happening on May the 19th. Professor Small, Brother Reggie, all of them, the Sons of Africa is doing this. Make sure you get there on time at the Harlem State Building if you want to get on that bus. And they're leaving from different locations. So contact Brother Reggie. Contact all the brothers and the brother Professor Smalls through their email if you want to find out the different locations that it's leaving from. Big up to Nina Dunham. That's Aquarius Maximus Moms. Please support her new publication, 52 Mirrors, not 52 Blocks, 52 Mirrors, and also Queen's Code Within Him. Those are the new publications she got out. And remember, my course is up there doing what they got to do, man. Make sure you take my 8-hour course. It's been slashed in half. Make sure you take my 8-hour course. It's been slashed in half. And remember, you can book a session with me and text me your full name, date of birth, and an email if you want to book a new motivational session. Everybody that books a session with me from now on will get a free ebook, one of these workbooks and spiritual lessons book. And remember, all my other books are on Amazon and Kindle and all that. Big up to Lloyd Strayhorn. Big up to Color Curiosity. Big up to, of course, Adara Moselle, one of my massage therapists out here that helps me out. And big up to my son who has a big recording studio called the Green Studio NYC in New York, family. So without further ado, let me bring my brother back on, of course. Let me bring my brother back on, my brother Rich. And I see somebody on the background already. You ready to get some questions done, brother Rich?
Yeah, let me show you my daughter real quick, King.
Oh yeah, where my baby girl at? Where the baby girl, my little niece? Where's she at? Come on, girl.
My little baby.
Oh, is that your wife bringing her?
Yeah, it's my
What's up, Shayna?
That's my little baby girl.
Hey,
Right here.
hey, what's up, y'all? How y'all doing? How you doing? What's up, serious?
Yeah, I'm serious.
Hey, she's smiling too.
This is my 2 kids.
What's up? What's up?
Little Bailey. This little Bailey. Mwah.
Oh my goodness.
These my babies. This is my prized possessions along with my lady. Yo, baby, shout out to Corinne said I better put a ring on it. She said, Corinne said 2 babies and hold on. She said 2 babies in 20 years, you better put a ring on it.
Oh, there it is. That's right. Corinne said that.
I doubt y'all will ever part again. Now that's coming. That's coming. You know, that's something we never rushed, Corinne. That's something we never rushed. And but that's coming. That's coming. I'm gonna invite all of y'all. When we do the wedding. It's gonna be big.
I love it, man. Oh, Rich.
I want to film it. My girl, she's scared as a motherfucker. She don't want to film it, but I want to film it, King. It'll be huge. It'll be. But yeah, let me finish up. I'm sorry, big guy.
It's gonna be a whole concert when you come with a marriage, bro.
Oh, you know that.
We gonna be there.
The interview. Get down. Go ahead, let me finish up. All right. This little May Lee, y'all. She's saying bye now. I see you later.
Bye, May Lee. Take care. You said she looked like your mom's, huh?
Just like my mom.
Oh my goodness. How you doing, sister?
I gotta show you a picture.
What's so funny? She born November 19th, right?
Serious, sir? That? Yeah, 19. Yeah, 19.
My granddaughter, who I finally got to meet, was born November the 25th of 2024 too. So, oh man, and she looked so beautiful when I met her in New York, man. But you ready for some questions, my brother? I'm gonna get my brother backstage. I got one brother backstage ready. You ready?
Let me just say this real quick before you do that.
No problem.
Because somebody had asked me, could I talk about when I get on your show real quick?
Yeah.
Why I decided to go with the name Radiohead Rich. It just came out of nowhere.
Okay.
And I just wanted to say this, family. You know, our names is the biggest voodoo you could put on yourself. The biggest spell you could put on yourself is what you call yourself.
Yep.
And for many years, I called myself Black Magic, and it served me well for a lot of years. And Black Magic was more of me being a magician, creating my reality, and that's dope. And I'm always going to do that. But when I say Radiohead Rich, it's more about me embracing that creativity is really receptivity.
Yeah.
So when I say I'm being creative, that means I'm being receptive, and being receptive is allowing my highest self to, just do its magic through me. I'm a vessel, and the great principle of I am is constantly at work.
Yeah.
And I want to say when I say I am, I'm a huge advocate of that. Everybody has their opinions, like Dr. B has his opinion about the I am.
Right.
Not just an affirmation, it is a technology, and it is a bridge between the visible and the invisible. And that is the foundation of who I am, what I am, how I am, when I am, whatever W you want to call it. It's the great principle of I am. It is active in me at all times, and it's the most advanced technology in the entire universe. I don't care who's around, what entity, whoever.
Right.
I am is the greatest principle in existence. But yeah, go ahead, King. So, but I'm embracing receptivity more than creativity at this time in my life.
And what I loved about you and Brother Panic, he used to say, he said, I am God, God I am. He'll say it reverse, backward, and forward. And I do that walking the streets. When I'm walking the streets of New York, man, and because New York is so easy to walk and you could be distracted, I say, I am abundance, abundance I am. I am abundance. And I'm walking the streets of New York. In New York, we had to do that back in the day. And we're still doing it to this day. But we got somebody backstage that we want to bring up. Only one question, my brother. Let's see who's here. Black Ice. What's up, Black Ice? How can I help you, my brother? What's up? I can't hear you.
Peace,
There you go. There you go. What's up?
All right. One, if I can say, it's a pleasure having Black Magik on here because we always hear him interviewing people, and this here allows us to hear him and his insight on matters. So definitely appreciate that. With that being said, my question is, you were talking about relationships,
yes,
and I'm curious to know what the two words worth and value, what do they mean to you in your relationship at all? And I'm out. Thank you.
All right. Thank you very much, brother, for that question, brother. Thank you. All right.
He said worth and value, right?
Worth and value. Yes, sir.
Yeah, the value you place and the worth you place on your woman has to be pretty much greater than everything out there, and that's why you won't do certain things in terms of disrespecting her, in terms of cheating on her, or in terms of not being the man that you should be. You should always, if your worth and value is in the right place, then you move right. You move right, and when you move right, she'll feel it right. And that's what I feel, as though everything will go smoother if we placed worth and value in our woman, even if things don't work out.
Right.
Psychologically, mentally, emotionally, after it doesn't work out, it'll be much more lighter on us, on our soul, on our spirit. What you don't want to do is a situation where your relationship don't work out, you leave it, and you wasn't doing the best you could do, and you know this or you know that, because that will carry over into your next relationship, and you could get caught in a loop for 20 years where you're just repeating the same thing because you're not honest, or you're not being a man of your word. So it's value and worth is very important when it comes to relationships. It makes just your world happier, her world happier, and even if y'all don't work, it'll make your future world happy.
Powerful. I got a familiar person coming up, my brother. I remember ask one question and let's keep it moving, my brother. Brother David is in the building. What's up, Dave? This is one of your
Hey, what's going on with you? Hope y'all doing all right.
David, what's happening?
How you doing,
Not a
Dave?
thing. Yeah, hope y'all are well. Good to see y'all today.
What's up, little one?
Oh yes.
I see them.
They always.
I see them.
Oh yeah, they always want to be on.
That's what's up.
What's going on, David? What's your question for Brother Rich, my brother?
Hey Rich, so man, I'm glad you on this end of the whole interviewing spectrum. So my question for you, with everything that you've experienced, your growth, your expansion, and how you view and how you seeing yourself when you first started versus now, what expectation do you have for yourself moving forward, and how excited are you with how you transcended your life from where it was to where it is now?
It means everything. From me being able to get to where I was to now, because I remember where I was, and I remember, it takes a lot to ignore the external world. I don't want to say ignore the external world, but it takes a lot to give more attention and intention. That's important. We always talk about attention being a currency. Intention is a currency just like attention, but it takes a lot to give your inner world, your inner vision, attention and intention more so than the external world. So when you're able to do that, you really feel like God on earth because you know this is everything here is malleable. Everything is subject to change. You could change all this because you don't experience it before.
Right.
But to be able to do that, that is where the senses is just such a strong immersive experience. People can't ignore the fact that they don't have money. They can't ignore the fact that this happened or that happened or that happened. But we got to, you know what we got to do, David?
So
With the internet, they said the biggest thing about the internet is, you know, people on the internet, they scrolling, they getting their dopamine fix.
right.
We gotta get more of a dopamine fix from our internal world than the external world.
Yes,
and
indeed.
when we able to generate more dopamine in our receptors from our internal world, the external world, nigga, we made it. We won.
Right.
We got it. We got it.
Man, Dave, thank you for that question, my brother. You lit him up. You lit him up, my brother.
Hey, let me plug my my
go
new
ahead.
channel, Alchemy Avenue. Y'all go check it out. It's on YouTube. Go check it out. Got the first 3 episodes. Appreciate you, your time, King Simon. Appreciate you, brother Rich. Powerful answer, bro. Appreciate you, man.
Congratulations on the new channel, brother. Thank you, brother.
All right now.
All right. Thank you, Sister Cafunia. Big up to Sister Cafunia in the chat, sending that love to me, man. I got a feminine energy coming up next. So, oh my goodness, I got a feminine energy coming up next. She's been on my show before. Let me big up the genie herself, Cinnamon in the building. What's up, Cinnamon? How you doing, girl?
Peace, brother Simon. Peace, brother Rich. Hey, it's good to see you finally getting interviewed. And I saw your baby. I want to know, hey, you still got them gloves for her?
You said still got what?
Those gloves. She gave you gloves.
I gave you
thing, yeah.
for your baby.
Which gloves you gave me? What were they?
I gave you some gloves at the 9 Ether God Fest to keep her from picking up things off the floor and putting them in her mouth.
I think I don't know if I still have them, but I do remember getting gloves, and I think she did use them. I don't know where they're at now, but she did use them. Somebody gave gloves for her. Somebody gave me a hat. I got a couple of things. I remember the gloves, but I don't know where they're at now. But I did. But she did use them. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. I want to make sure because that saves lives. Them gloves save lives.
Oh,
so,
yeah. Oh, yeah.
But it is good to see you getting interviewed finally.
Indeed.
Cinnamon, do you have any particular question for him, Cinnamon?
No, I just wanted to say thank you for coming on, and we get to see you get interviewed. That's a shock.
Yeah.
So
Rich,
please.
Yo, Rich, this sister has 13 children. Go figure that one out.
Congratulations.
13 children, and she has written books. She's done a lot. I've interviewed her on my show. Great sister, great interview. She got a new book called Grandma's Secret. So shout out your platform. What's your platform, Cinnamon?
Great. It's Grandma's Secrets and Grandpa's Wisdom on YouTube. Yeah.
Yes.
But
Well,
thank you.
Thank you very much for coming on, my sister. Thank you very much. All right. Peace and love.
Good night. Peace.
All right. Good night. All right. Yeah. Well, hey, she gave you some gloves over there to 9 Ether. You know, let's go to a masculine energy in the building. Chief is in the building. What's up, Chief? How you doing, sir?
Oh, what's up? Yeah, I took the Chef Rock. What's up, brother Rich? What's up, King Simon? Peace, gratitude. Calling from New Orleans. I couldn't miss the first show. I was like, somebody finally interviewing brother Rich. As much as we watch all the great questions you asked on the show, so yeah, gratitude for that. I've been in NOLA. I ain't making the time to really travel, especially say. I just want to, before I even ask my question, it's going to be about music, like the status of the conscious awareness of what's going on in the hip hop community. And I know KRS-One, he got some knowledge in his history in the background and being in New York. Yeah. And I know both of y'all familiar with that. And he got his Temple of Hip Hop up right now. And I was like, you know, when they do another Forbidden Knowledge Conscious, music award situation, I was wondering if Brother Rich was going to be looking into maybe getting further into like putting artists, creatives on like the forefront of things. I mean, right now I'm leading with the food. We help open meditation centers. We work with the children in the community. We collaborate with the farmland because I'm a plant-based medicinal chef. I had to take everything that I learned and apply it to myself. And that's around the time I actually started watching Brother Rich show, because I was bedridden for like a year and a half, and it just took me out of work, you know, and it made me think about his Brother Rich, Radiohead Rich, your experience going from vending to running your platform like this, and just finding out it's just another piece of your calling. I was just wondering, like, do you see that going into any space of creativity? You know, like it could be art, gallery, anything that has to do with consciousness and hip hop, because you know, you still do production and everything. So I was just wondering.
Yeah, I'm glad you asked that, brother. Yeah, music and consciousness is the next evolution of Radiohead Rich. So there's gonna be I got a whole lot of things planned in terms of merging music with the whole conscious community thing. So you're gonna
Yeah,
see a whole lot in the near future. In fact, me, Red and Blue, we put together a YouTube channel called Hip Hopolis. We haven't uploaded we haven't uploaded a lot of content there yet, but
yeah,
we're preparing the next phase of consciousness, and it's gonna be majority centered around music. So many music things. And when I do and make those announcements in terms of music, I will have a special email for everybody to send me so that I could get introduced to all the talent around the world. But yeah, that's a huge step for Black Magic 363 in the future, in the near future, my brother. Huge. So you're gonna be hearing about a lot of musical things from me in the near future.
Thank you
yeah,
very much for that question, my brother
yeah.
Chief. Thank you very much.
Gratitude. Yeah,
All right.
gratitude to that.
Good evening, man. Thank you, brother.
All right, King.
Yes,
Gratitude.
Thank you, my brother.
All right.
gratitude. That's our brother, man. I'm glad that he was able to ask that question. I got another feminine energy coming in. I see her name is Muslimina May Bay. Big up to her. Let's see. What's up, sister? How you doing? I can't hear you. You're on mute. There you go.
Hello. Peace,
Hello.
everybody. How you doing?
What's up?
Pretty good. Thank you, King Simon, for having Brother Rich on. So excited to see him being the interviewee instead of the interviewer.
Right. That's my family, man. I'm going to ask her. I'm going to have them on. You know the deal. Go ahead.
Yes. So my question is actually kind of for both of you. Brother Rich, where is the dating show at? That's number one. And number two, when he does the dating show, King Simon, are you going to be doing compatibility so we can make sure that people in the conscious community getting together
Wow.
are, ready for each other? So we can have a new generation of people going forward who can get together and stay together.
Go ahead, Rich. What, that dating show you was talking about?
Yeah. I kind of fell back from it a little bit. I seen it's funny because that idea was in the ethers, and Pop the Balloon came up out of nowhere, and they took over. And I'm just observing what they're doing and what's going on. And I would kind of want to put a different spin on it. I don't want people to think it's tomfoolery or it's fuckery or it's a joke. Yeah. I would genuinely want to connect people. And right now, I don't know how to genuinely do that. I announce it, but I don't know how to not to say that anybody knows how to do that, but I don't know what direction I want to go right now. So I'm just taking my time with it. I don't want it to be for entertainment purposes,
Absolutely.
And Pop the Balloon is very entertaining. Oh my God, it's entertaining. I absolutely love it. So I don't want the dating show to just be, just entertainment for entertainment purpose. So I'm just taking my time with it right now.
Okay, well, of course, serious inquiries only. You might have to develop like a questionnaire or something like that. And definitely people have met during the different shows that you've had in Atlanta. I traveled from Baltimore, down there so that I could see you all. I was very excited. And so, yeah, I'm excited, and it's nice to see you all again. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Let me ask you a question. Can I ask you a question?
He want to ask you a question.
All right. So would you be interested in going on a dating show?
Yeah, I would be interested in
All
going
right,
on a date with
so if I was to ask you, if I was to say, sis, what are you looking for in a man in terms of age, in terms of religion or spirituality, in terms of height, in terms of race? Like, name me some of the things so I could just get an idea of what you would be interested in, if any, or maybe you're just completely open. But what if I had to group you into a certain category, age, all
Mhm.
this stuff, what would you tell me that you are interested in, Queen?
I would say that I was interested in a man of in a man of good moral character. Probably someone more Malcolm, not so much Martin. Um, you know what I
Whoa.
mean? Somebody who I can feel safe with, and someone I'm willing to learn from, and who doesn't mind. I'm into a man taking the lead, but somebody that I can learn from as well, and he doesn't have a problem with learning from me. Um, I'm short, so everybody taller than me. So I wouldn't mind that. Um,
Hey,
also someone who's, really serious about spirituality. I'm not really into religion per se or whatever. And somebody who mean what he say and who's going to be a good leader. I do have children, but my children are grown. They're adults, but I would be interested in dating someone who is have the characteristics of the people that I see on your platform. So like yourself, King Simon, Lloyd Strayhorn, Dr. B, because you gotta have, some seriousness along with playfulness and things like that. Somebody with a good balance, I would say.
what
I
age
missed a
bracket are you
few
talking
people,
about?
but
What, what
I'm 40 something. I'm 47. So probably I would say between maybe 38 to 50.
Now see, this is one of the things. Brothers like to date younger. You know that, right? You know
Oh,
that, right?
okay. I
So
mean,
this is one of the things that I'm keeping in mind, bro. So this is a reality. Brothers like to date younger. So
okay.
would you mind if a sister like you was on a show and I had a category of brothers from 55 to 60 on the show?
Um, I
Would you
would
be okay?
think that a brother in this type of community, 55 to 60 is definitely a man that, takes care of himself, and more than likely, you know how we do, black don't crack. So you
Yeah.
probably wouldn't even know them that they're that old. As long as they don't give off Mr. vibes, I'm good.
Dion Cole, Mr. Hey, Mister. He's stupid.
Yeah, I don't want nobody that's, rubbing their belly talking about, come here, yeah.
Yeah,
Show's over.
funny.
Oh, all right. Sis, thank you very much for that, man.
You're
Rich,
welcome. No problem. See
thank you.
y'all. Peace.
Mr. Vibe. That's Dion Cole's comedy.
That queen is funny right there. Yo, King, let me show you real quick.
Go ahead. Yeah, go ahead.
Real quick before you get to the next, I just wanted to show you
Yeah,
because
please.
it's something I'm proud of. Hold up, how the fuck do I? I'm sorry, I don't want to
We're
curse.
coming to the next people. I got two more people. I see two more people up there. I'm coming to y'all next. Look out.
I just wanted to show you a picture of my mom's. This is and my daughter. How do I can you
wow.
share?
Oh, yeah, I can share it. Hold on. Wow.
Share that real quick. So
Oh, wow. Oh,
that's my
wow.
boy when she was young. That's my
Oh,
daughter. Ain't that something? Kid,
oh, wow.
ain't that something?
Oh,
Yo,
when's your mom's birthday? When your mom's birthday again?
July 17th. She's an A2, July 17th.
Oh, wow.
My mom was
Look
July
at
17th.
this.
Yeah, ain't that sad? they both got green eyes and all that, King.
She's back. Your mom is back. You are now her father.
Yo, bro, ain't that something?
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, ain't that something, kid? Oh man.
Wow. What's your mom's name?
Adrian.
Enough respect to mom, Adrian, sister Adrian. But man, may you protect brother Rich and his whole family, man. I see you came back to say something to him.
And this is coming from
Wow.
my daughter looks like that. You know, my lady's half Jamaican. She's your complexion.
Yes.
So her, you know, and I'm, you know, my complexion, and for us to have a child that look like this, look like my mom, like, wow, genes are powerful.
Yo, yo, that's so powerful, man. And you know, my granddaughter have the 6-finger thing, right? And yo, my granddaughter, my daughter was asking me, yo, where did that come from? And then when I said, yo, it came from me, and I said I looked into the ancient history of those were the people that was the alchemists and the readers of the past on the walls. And I was like, yo, and so they was trying to find out where the 6-finger came, but mine's got cut off. But they was trying to find out where it came from. And yo, man, you'd be surprised.
They cut my daughters off. They cut her off.
Yeah, and it comes from the Jamaican families. A lot of Jamaican families have it.
That's what my girl family. They got 6 fingers. So I don't know what it is about Jamaicans and where y'all come from, but yeah, the 6 fingers is definitely common.
Yo, look up the ancient perspective of it. It goes back to the ancient Taínos. It goes back to the ancient Americas and of Arizona and the caves. They've seen a lot of those. Yo, it goes deep, man, in Mexico and all of that, yo. I was like, oh man, I'm gonna send you the links. I got the links. I'm gonna send you that. But yeah, you want me to remove this now?
Yeah, take it off. Yeah, I just want to take it off.
Look at your mom.
I just want to show you.
Look at your mom and your daughter, man. Oh my goodness. Oh man. Let's see who's next on. Wait, where's Rich? Rich? Did I lose Rich? I think I lost Rich. What happened? Oh man. Oh, I lost Rich, family. I'm waiting for Rich to come back before I bring anybody else on. I lost Rich. Wait for Rich to come back. I lost him. So I see Lick X Year, XYR, I see King LA, I see Haru, I see Xavier Bell. I'm gonna come back with y'all when Brother Rich come back up. I don't want to bring anybody in until I see Brother Rich. Okay, there's Brother Rich. I don't know what happened, Brother Rich. I didn't know what he was talking about.
I have no idea.
Yeah, I don't know why these people do that, man. My goodness. What next person? Who's this? Haru.
Yeah.
Yo,
my brother, Big Face Honey. Hey, we get Fancy Red Haru in the
building. Dog.
This is what I'm talking about. This is what I'm looking at the positive. Thank you very much.
Hey, Haru.
Man. What's up, man? We got crazy people coming in and out. I don't know what's going on, but thank you for coming in with your loving energy. That's 6
Hey, man. Hey, this is what I'm here for, right? I'm just here to spread the love and the energy that's needed to be spread around. So,
yo, you know, real quick, hey, Ru, before you talk, King, as an intuitive and a spiritual person, you could tell within the first 5 seconds something was wrong with the dude. I don't know if you picked up on it, but
I wanted to fit where he was
going. On energy like that within the first 5 seconds, family. Just, you know, follow your intuition, but you can pick up on shit. All it takes is 5 seconds to know somebody, and you can pick up on shit right away. But go ahead.
I thought he was coming with something much more positive, and I didn't know. I was like, man, this guy here is funny, man.
Hey, it's some bizarre people out there, but this is the question that I have, actually, for both of y'all.
Yeah.
My question is, what was the most impactful advice you got throughout your whole spiritual career, and what was the most worst advice you got through your whole spiritual path?
Oh, that is wow, that's a great question, bro. I don't even know if I can answer it off the top of my head. And I will start out with, damn, that's a great question, hey, Ru.
Shit, maybe I need to be an interviewer. Shit.
You got a platform, bro. Where's your platform? I know you got one. Where's your platform?
Yo, hey, Ru, tell you, it may seem a little mundane, but, and I said this on the show before, I think I was on the show with Red and Blue. It was with some great advice I had, and this advice pertained to me just keeping it moving and the world don't stop for you, was when my mother passed away. And it wasn't even, the weekend didn't even go by. She just passed away. I'm like 27 years old or something like that. And Sarnetta told me, he was like, yo, Rich, you know you got to get back out there and keep working, right? And I was like, huh? He was like, yeah, you got to get back out there, and you got to survive. You got to make money. And I'm like, in my mind at that time, I'm like, all right. But as I look at it later, you know, the world doesn't stop when we have problems. The world don't stop when you're stressed out. The world don't stop when you cheat on your girl or she cheats on you. It don't stop when you fight her. It don't stop when you fight your friends. It don't stop when your family steal money from you. It don't stop when the world keeps going regardless of what happens in your life. The world continues to keep going. That moment in that time, what it taught me is that this train got to keep moving. This train, regardless of what happened in life, this locomotive we call Brother Rich, it got to keep going. And there's a reason why y'all see me being successful for so long. If y'all watch the video I did yesterday, a lot of the comments from the video said, "Oh, wonderful question, wonderful question." If you go in the past, 2009, a video interview I did with Delbert Blair, Returning to Black Questions. Oh, you ask wonderful questions. That's 15 years of people saying, complimenting me. How am I able to do that? Stability, understanding that the world don't stop, continuing to pursue my purpose, and continuing to be focused, and continue to know that it's my destiny to do certain things. You gotta just keep going to it, man. You don't stop for nothing. You'll get dressed when you die. So when Sonetta said that to me, it just, it spoke something in me. I want to think, even though it was harsh advice at the time to tell somebody, and you can't tell that advice to everybody because that might break somebody.
Yeah.
It might break somebody. Mama, they mama died, and you tell a nigga something like that. But for me, it was what I needed because that's what type of spirit and soul I got. In terms of the worst advice, I would say is just people not telling me, but people trying to convince me to follow a system or to follow what everybody else was. I remember one time, hey, let me just tell you this story. I remember one time, Can't Get Water was popular in our community, right? I'm in the store with the dude Joel.
Yep.
And there was another dude in there, and he telling me, I'm like, y'all don't mess with King of Water. You supposed to be conscious. Why you don't mess with? I'm saying, it tastes like I forgot what I used to say. It tastes like, King. It tastes like something. Like
you used to say. I remember you used to come. We used to do it on the street right in front of your table. Yes, I remember that. You said it tasted like not with the. What's that? I forgot what it was, but I remember you
something.
Yeah.
But what I kept telling me, I don't fuck with that. I don't drink that.
Yeah.
But he just kept trying to convince me that you're not conscious if you don't drink this. So I think the worst advice people they were just trying to convince me to go along with something because everybody else was doing it. But in my mind, in my heart, hey, bro, I don't fuck with that. I don't care. It's like when I wear the Yahweh hat. Hey, Ruth, they be like, but Billy Carson, but Rod Hayes said this. Rod Hayes said, nigga, I don't give a fuck what Rod Hayes or Billy. Nigga, I do what I want to do. Exactly. And both of those is my brothers. But I do what I want to do. I wear what I want to wear because it resonates with me. Right. So it's not that those are my brothers and I respect everything they say. But if something resonates with my spirit, that's what I'm going to do. I don't do something because he's the new master teacher. I never followed the master teachers, hey, Ru. And they kept trying to tell me to follow the master teachers. I don't follow them. I take what I need from them and I keep it moving. And that's why I'm where I'm at right now, hey, Ru. Because I follow my own path. I just, take what I need to take from the master teachers, but I'm not a blind slave to all the master teachers out there, hey, Ru. So that's right. What I would say, brother. But that's a great question, bro.
But that's a great question. Thank you very much, hey, Ru, for that. Thank you very much.
Hey, Ru, real quick, hey, Ru, I know you out of town, so I don't know if you can make it, but we doing a Stone Mountain hike, and I know you never made it to one of those, but it's going I think June.
Like, okay, like how we talking? Cause I'm gonna be in Colombia for my birthday. So
and birthday 24th of June.
When your birthday?
My birthday is the 24th.
Yep.
So when you leaving to go to Colombia?
The 26th.
Oh man, he's out.
Yeah. So
I think we might
be the 4th of July weekend. I'm there all day.
4th of July.
Hey, Ru, I need your number too, bro, so I could tell you about shit. You know what I'm saying? But I think it might be around the 14th or something like that. I'm thinking.
I think I still have your number that you emailed me, so I'm gonna text you. I'm gonna text you to get off here. It's gonna be from a 734 number, so that's me.
Okay.
Yeah.
And
Gotcha.
before y'all kick me out, one last thing too. I did start my podcast.
Final.
Yo,
Listen. I'm
yo.
9 episodes in already. I'm
Okay.
9 episodes in. I just did the latest one Saturday. They're really good. Rich, I sent you 2 of them on Instagram. They all on Instagram right now.
I did not see it yet. I did not see it.
So when you get a chance, I just sent you 2. You can check it out whenever you get free time. King Simon, I'll send you some too. I want y'all to look at them because I've already established myself a little bit. Now it's time for me to get people on there now.
Right.
So I can get different perspectives from other people when it comes to the mentality that's going on with men in America. Because it's important and we need it. Because there's not a lot of us like you guys out here trying to help push the culture forward. We need more people so they can not just get it from me, but other people who they look to for guidance, counseling, or whatever the case may be. So
thank you very much.
Hey, Ru, if you find my number, text it to me instead of DMing it to me because I don't really check Instagram like that.
Okay.
So text it to me, I can see it right away. And you and the brother David, both of y'all got new shows. I want to promote both of y'all because David got something popping on YouTube. You got a podcast. So I want to plug both of your joints. Right. So definitely, I should do a show with both of y'all. To be honest with you,
yeah, true.
That'd be fire. I should do a show with Hey and David. Yeah. Just to plug people. And there's I think there's a sister. What's the sister? She hasn't been on the show in a while. What's her name?
Who that?
She in a polygamous relationship. She from Florida.
Oh, you talking about what you call it?
Jamaican.
What's the name? The sister that come to the 9/8 Godfest and all those.
Yeah, Jamaican. What's her name?
The sister, the older sister that was supposed to come.
No. It starts with an A. I forget.
Yeah, it's all right. Hey, Hebrew, what's the name of the platform so people can hear?
Oh, so just my Instagram. It is Heyru_Dre.
Put it in the chat. Put it in the chat so I can show it on.
Infinite Ascending Goddess. That's sister. Yeah.
Ascending Goddess.
Yeah. That's my homegirl, man.
Yeah, I want to get all of y'all on the show together, and because all of y'all, just the people who support me, I want to support them and plug what they doing and get them all on the show. That'll be dope. So we're gonna set that up.
Okay.
David, if you're watching, we're gonna set that up, David. You, Hey Ru, Ascending Infinite Goddess.
Yeah.
We're gonna set all that up, y'all.
That'll be powerful to see that, man.
Yeah, that would be. I look forward to that.
Indeed.
Thank you very much, brother Hey Ru, for coming on.
I
appreciate you, brother.
All right.
Man, that's our brother, man. Oh man. Let's see.
In the audience, he's coming to the Stone Mountain retreat too.
Oh, who's that?
Top Cats. I talked to him the other day.
Top Cats coming? Okay, bring up the Top Cats.
He's gonna join us on Stone Mountain. He's gonna be there. King, this is gonna be the largest.
Man,
I didn't make the announcement yet because I'm organizing everything right now behind the scenes. But it's gonna be.
I want to be there, Rich. But the 22nd, I'm gonna be in New York.
You told me it's gonna be the largest melanated gathering ever on Stone Mountain.
Damn, I want to be there. I hope y'all don't do it on the 22nd. Lord have mercy. I got 2 more people that I got to bring in. King LA is next. King LA, where you camming?
We've been on here almost 2 hours. God damn. Oh,
yeah, we almost 2 hours, man. King LA, are you camming up? There you go. King LA, what's up? There you go. What's up? You got to turn on your mic. Your mic is off. Oh, there you go.
What up, y'all? Can you see me? What's in my pockets, dog? Big face honey. What's the word, man? What's the word? What up, King Simon, too, man? What's up?
What up, brother?
St. Louis up in here, man.
I love
St. Louis. Brothers had me laughing before I came on, man. We need to link. I need to most definitely link up with y'all to, expand my stuff. Been doing work for over 20 years. Good. I've been on Brother Rich channel before, been on King Simon channel before. I just be, in and out, play the background, stay on my thing. I do psyche classes.
Okay.
Been doing that for, over 20 years. I do have a question for Brother Rich. I was almost forgot it when we found out he was an agent. When we found out Brother Rich was an agent, I forgot it, man. I mean, you got I was on Uncle Hank show before I got on her too, and he had a powerful thing telling people you got to start laughing. You get what I'm saying? And one of the things that I be pulling and always, I homeschool my daughters, got 2 theater kids. You know, they in theater as well, homeschool. So it's a blessing to see that. But the joy, the laughter thing is a magical thing. So just to hurry up and say that, to add that, because Uncle Hank had a show speaking on that, and I told him like I indulge in a Cthulhu ritual that Brother Panic gave us. You get what I'm saying? And Brother Panic, and that's highly powerful. You get what I'm saying? So for whoever listening to that, but that's leads to my question that I have for Brother Rich, man. Hopefully we can also I can, you know, get interviewed and two in that little circle that you even spoke on, or even future things as well as King Simon on future shows you have, get interviewed with my work, show what I do. Hopefully to even reach out to help, you know, whoever, even if it's just that one person. But I have a question. I wonder, I always think about you, man. So I know we probably related, even King Simon, you know, the spiritual family. Um, have you seen Brother Panic, or had any, you know, visions of Brother Panic since he passed? I wanted to, you know, transition. I wanted to, you know, ask that question. That's basically was it.
Oh, Rich or me? Which one?
Rich.
You know, I'm not.
Because you know, before he passed, I seen a little vision of him, and I never had a, you know, a transmission of him. Also had a transmission of Bobby Hemmett, which involved you into it. You get what I'm saying? Was basically letting us know that he physically made the transition. You get what I'm saying? It was like I was seeing a show you was doing. But I wanted to know if you had seen, you know, any visions or channels of Brother Panic since he transitioned.
Mhm. Yeah, you know, and I'm that's an interesting question. The way, you know, the way everybody's spirit works is different in this realm. Some people are clairvoyant, some people are clairaudience, some people see things, some people hear things, some people feel things. I don't really have communication like that, like other people have with the spirit world. With Panic, what I would say is when he first passed away, and I remember his wife called him to told me he passed away, and that same day, like weird things was happening in my house, and I was wondering to myself, is that the energy of Brother Panic, or whatever? And I thought about him a lot that week, and just thinking about the brother and what he offered to this realm. But that's where it ended. After that, no visions, no thoughts, just allowing him to do what he do. And you know, I talked to Khadijah about a month ago, and she wanted to do something around Panic. When's Panic's birthday, King?
April 25th. It just passed.
Yeah, it passed. I think she wanted
Yeah,
to do
the same as my brothers. I got a brother, same birthday. You know, he was coming through hard this year for me, you know, assisting me with a few of my classes actually. So, but yeah, my bad. I want to listen.
Yeah, no, definitely. And that's dope that the people come through to you like that. But
And you know,
I just didn't get, after that week, I didn't get any other transmissions from the Brother Panic.
yeah. And matter of fact, she's having something on May the 17th. Let me share that in the chat right now. If
Okay.
y'all want to go to the
The
event.
deity party, is that the deity party?
Right,
Yeah.
right.
Yeah, I have it in the chat. If anybody want to go to a website to get tickets and all that, she's going to do a lecture and all that. I think she got 2 or 3 days she's doing. So make sure y'all support that, because I was shouting it out the other day also for our sister, man. And brother, thank you for asking that. I did have a connection with Panic. And what's so funny, if everybody's seeing, I went to the memorial that they have.
Right.
And when I put my camera past his altar, it glitched. Like he was talking to me. I started glitching. And sometimes when I hear talk that fast, I'll say it because Panic said it in my head.
Talk that sass. Yeah.
And I'm teaching
Yeah.
and I hear I'll say, talk that fast. I say, thank you, Panic.
Yeah.
Panic was from this area too, Stone Mountain, where we at. So, you know, big up to Panic.
Yeah.
And
Most definitely, man. Thank you so much too, man. Thank you so much.
I got his books back here. I got his Panic Pack still. I got his Panic Pack still. I got it. But thank you very much for that question, my brother. All right.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Appreciate you, King.
Peace, my brother.
Yeah. One more we got in the chat, man.
Before we get to the next one,
go ahead. One more.
Interesting is about Brother Panic is that we talked earlier about the whole Sonetta Shabazz thing, and Panic was a part of the other crew, the Shabazz, Rudra, and I was supposed to be a part of the other crew, Sarnetta, whatever. That's how it kind of got split.
Yeah.
But me and Panic always had a mutual respect for each other. Like
Right.
on a spiritual tip, not even if you Panic always said Panic didn't do shows with anybody.
That's true. That's
But he would do a show with me constantly.
I remember him saying that.
He wouldn't do shows with anybody. But he said, I got to do shows with Rich. Like, he recognized something in my spirit where he said, no, I fuck with him.
That's right. Bella, I see you, Bella.
It was dope. That was dope because that was like, I'm not supposed to mess with Panic because he was a part of that crew, and he wasn't supposed to mess with me because I was down with Sarnetta or whatever. But we clicked and we vibed, and even me and Shabazz is as much as I complimented Sarnetta, Shabazz is my brother as well.
Yeah,
brother. He looked out for me so much when I came to Brooklyn. Yeah. He helped me so much when I came to Brooklyn. Yeah. He let me be his cameraman when I was young and film all the lectures at LIU and get all the experience and just soak up all the game and knowledge. Yeah. So this is what's interesting. This is what makes me so powerful and dynamic of who I am today. Shabazz was my bigger brother, helped me out, supported me in the later era when I was in Brooklyn. The Harlem era, Sarnetta supported me and helped me out, whatever. So I had the support from the two brothers who they say got into a rift, and that's how the community got split. Both of them is my brothers, and both of them helped me out a great deal, man. Shabazz taught me so much, man. Just talking to him in Brooklyn, he would come down, we would kick it. He would come by my table, we would just kick it all the time. Shabazz is a cool ass dude, man. Till this day.
That's it.
Shout out to brother Shabazz. Shout out to Sarnetta. I want to thank both you brothers for helping me become who I am today, brother Rich. Without y'all, I want to do a Shabazz. Allow me to film everything. Dr. Jude Bukram, Delvin Blair, Bobby Emmett, everything. I was there. I'm the cameraman. I had the tape first because of Shabazz, man. So shout out to both of them, man. We talk about that riff. Man, both of them were so instrumental in who I am today, man. Thank you.
Somebody said, Brother Panic, I miss him saying, you dumb monkeys.
Hilarious.
Only Brother Shabazz. I think I got one more. Bella dropped off, but let's see. Xavier, where you at? Xavier Bell, where you at?
My brothers, how are you?
Yeah, are you camming up or you just hiding in the dark? What you doing?
I'm trying to figure out how to do it.
It's all right. Go ahead. Ask your question before we can get out of here. Brother Rich got to get out of here in a few. Go ahead.
Okay. So first of all, thank both of you gentlemen. You gentlemen are very influential. I respect both of you gentlemen.
Thank you, brother.
Richard, you have some of the most astounding guests. I respect your guests, and I learned a lot from your guests and your show in particular. So I want to say thank you guys for the work that you do, and I appreciate everything you do and what you stand for as men.
Thank you, brother. Thank you very much.
So my question, Brother Richard, you have seen the movie Saints and Sinners. I haven't, but I've learned a lot from it, from you and Brother Blue and Red Pill and many others. So my question is this, according to the Matrix, not the Matrix, the movie, but, the systematic structure of the Matrix that we live in, according to that energy, my question to you would be, how do a young man who's going through that spiritual warfare, while having those blood-sucking energy, those vampiric energies constantly unfolding before them, and being sought after in that way, in that manner, the same way we see people in the media being sought after as well. How do a young man maneuver through that, that's going through that spiritual warfare, and how do they make it from it?
Rich?
Yeah. The way you maneuver through it and make it from it, continue to learn about yourself. The reason why Know Thyself survived thousands and thousands of years, because it is the most important axiom in mankind. So, and I don't know if that's the proper word, axiom or whatever, but it's the most important phrase, know thyself, regardless of who's coming after you. energies, negative, positive, whatever. If you know who you truly are, you ain't got to worry about none of that shit. There's only one God. We can't worship two gods in this realm. There's one God who governs this realm. And Blue Pill used to say, evil or the devil is God wearing a ski mask. God wears a ski mask and pretends like he's a bad guy to help you understand who you are. If everything was good in this realm, we would never discover ourselves. We would just, it would just be the homework assignment will be done for us. Should you do your son's homework, King, or should you let him learn to do his homework on his own?
Let him learn to do it on his own.
Learn to do his homework on his own. God shouldn't just do all our homework for us. We need to do our own homework. So we have a homework assignment. Your homework assignment is discovering your purpose. So discovering your purpose, you discover it through the polarity, good and evil. But ultimately, you have to understand who you are, and that evil has no authority over who you are. And once you figure that out, you win the game, you conquer the game, you win certain levels in the game, and life becomes beautiful, man. So just continue to learn who you are on an esoteric, metaphysical, occult, spiritual level, and watch those evil energies around you one by one disappear, my brother.
Thank you very much for that question. I got one more feminine energy to close out. She's the last one. Thank goodness, Rich. That was a good question. Bella, what up, girl? How you doing, Bella?
Hello, fellas. How are ya?
We good. How you feeling? Where you at? In the bathroom chilling?
You know what? I'm in the bathroom right now. I am, because it's how I get away from my kids sometimes.
Oh, I hear you. I hear you. I don't blame you.
I don't blame you.
I don't have a question. I'm always, when Brother Rich is on and he opens up StreamYard, I'm always like one of the feminine energies that come on here. Okay. But tonight I want to do something a little bit different. I have saw him paying homage to the feminine energy this week, and not just this week, but since I've been watching him over the last 5 or 6 years, and he's big on that. So I want to give Brother Rich his flowers, because you really opened up my eyes and showed me how to know myself as a feminine energy and just how powerful I am and what that really does mean. And you have a queen that's showing you the way, so that's very, very beautiful. And I just want you to know that I appreciate you, all of your contributions to the community. It's not taken lightly, because spiritually speaking, what you're doing is something that a lot of people are not even allowed to do. You have to be given or granted a certain permission from the ancestral realm, from the cosmos, to be able to do that. So I want to thank you for allowing me to have this time to tell you how grateful for you that I am. People like King Simon, you guys are gods, and you've introduced us to that and what it truly means to be ourselves. And I'm very comfortable in that. And I exercise my power with great restraint. So thank you so very much for your contribution. I appreciate it.
Thank you very much, Bella. Much love, sister. Thank you. And give those children a group hug for us, okay?
Yes, sir. Have a great night, guys.
Have a great night. That was the last but not least, man. But Rich,
a theme that comes up, and I'm a Virgo, so
yeah.
I guess the feminine energy is something that's gonna come up with Virgos or something. But the one thing I would say to brothers, there's when we talk about the movie The Matrix, Bella just mentioned the Matrix. And one of the most, if not one of the most important movies of our lifetime, The Matrix and the Matrix series. And we talk about Neo. And the whole theme of the movie of Neo and him figuring out who he was finding Trinity. There's too many Neos without Trinities in this conscious community. Too many Neos without Trinities. You can't be a Neo without Trinity. B-Dell shared a video the other day where he broke down how the male energy and the feminine energy creates the Merkaba. The Merkaba, if you know what the Merkaba is, you know what I'm talking about. But imagine the movie The Matrix without Trinity. Imagine it. That's what we're seeing right now in this realm. We're seeing people attempting to be Neo and escape the Matrix or save the Matrix, but they ain't got no Trinity. And like I said, it ain't got nothing to do with me being in a relationship. Family, what it has to do with is us getting back to who we naturally are and that is a community and a family and understanding each other and loving each other and respecting each other from a heartfelt energy and not an intellectual ego-based energy. And none of this is going to work if we approach it from an ego standpoint. And that's why I always promote the heart. Everything I do is from the heart, King. There's no other reason why I made it this long. People don't make it this long in this community. And I'm not talking about I just make it, family. I'm talking about I've been in this community for a long time and I'm on top.
Yeah.
All praises is due to the Most High.
Okay.
That I am energy, that I am technology, my higher self, and me recognizing that the inner world is more important to be acknowledged than the outer world. And that's how you affect the outer world, family. We all got it in us.
Yes.
What would they call Jesus Christ try to tell us? And people end up worshiping him.
Yep.
What he was trying, Reverend Ike talked about, Jesus said, what he did, you could do and better.
That's right.
It's the same message for thousands and thousands of years, family. People telling you, you have the power to create your reality. That's exactly what Jesus was saying. Whoever they call Jesus.
That's right.
Shout out to Reverend Ike.
Reverend Ike, baby.
Reverend Ike talked about.
That's what Reverend Ike talked about.
Creating your reality. Before the secret.
And way before the secret.
Before the secret. Family, listen, it's all in you. Acknowledge your inner world more than you do the outer world and watch things change. And when I say the inner world, I'm not talking about just be in your inner world and start gossiping in your mind about external events. No, all external events, delete all of that. Just acknowledge who you are, figure out ask questions. The same way y'all ask questions on the live, ask questions to your higher self. You will get the answer, family, I promise. But this thing is beautiful, King. I want to thank you.
Thank you, brother. Thank you.
I didn't know I was going to be on here this long.
I couldn't keep you on for 1 hour. That'd be crazy.
This is a long one tonight. So so much more to be said. So much more to be said about the whole conscious community. But I said a lot. We got other magnificent brothers like Brother Shabazz. I think Shabazz was already on, right?
Yeah, Shabazz was on it. Yeah.
Red and blue.
I'm gonna get Red and Blue and them on. I'm gonna get everybody. I'm working on it.
And others will come on. Black Dot.
I see it was on. We're gonna set it up, but and Tassili is coming up next week. So big up to Tassili, my aunt from her California. But Rich, I want to thank you, man, for all you do. And if you was one of the people that was one of my features in my documentary with that film with Brother Turtle Gang years ago, and you said something very key that I'm one of those people that take a punch and I'll be able to bob and weave and be able to come back and do what I had to do. You have done the same thing, man. I've watched you do what you had to do, taking punches and taking this. Even knuckleheads that might come on and think you whatever, and they don't understand that you are real deal, Holyfield all day. You are the real deal. And I've noticed, I've seen you grow up, and I'm so proud of you and your journey, you and your wife. I remember the first time you put me on the phone with your wife to talk about her numbers. I remember that, and I broke it down right there. She said, "What the hell, he know me?" And she said, "But brother, I love you, man, and there's nothing nobody can do about it." That's why, man, enough respect to everything, and thank you for coming on from your busy day. I know you had somebody on.
Hey, somebody in the chat say, "Did Rich say what's up with the tobacco from Honduras?" In about a week, or so, I'm gonna give y'all an update. Give me about a week, and I'll give y'all an update. I've been absolutely enjoying the experience. Like I said, this is some of the best tobacco in the entire world. The shamans from Honduras use this tobacco. The shamans who cured Dr. Sabi, the ones who were responsible for curing. And I'm one thing I want to do also with the people who order cigars from now on. I want to send y'all a tutorial video in terms of how to cut the cigar. I don't know if I'm going to cut it for y'all, if I'm gonna let. Because I know some people might want to cut it yourselves because that's like a ritual within itself. But I want to show y'all how to cut it and certain tricks. There's a trick that I figured out, y'all. And this is just ancestral and in my DNA. It's called charging of the tongue. Where you can charge your tongue with the fire with the fire in the tobacco. When the tobacco reaches a certain point and you can charge and you feel the electricity. it's like instead of grounding with your feet, it's like almost like you're grounding with the fire and the ether with your tongue. It's some amazing spiritual shit, bro. So I want to be able to give y'all a tutorial along with the cigar and everything else. So everybody who donates, sends a donation, you will be greatly appreciated. You will have an amazing experience. Even the way, yo, King, I'm gonna tell you something. Let me say this real quick. Even, and I smoked weed before. I'm not a weed smoker, but I smoked it before.
Yeah.
And you smoke weed, the smoke just goes. Yo, when you smoke this cigar, the smoke twirls. It's the most beautiful thing ever. It's like a twirling motion of the smoke coming out the cigar. You look at it and you're fascinated because you know we're fascinated by sacred geometry. So regular smoke, the smoke you smoke it, the smoke just come out. You take a puff of the cigar, the smoke twirls. You be like, you just be in amazement, like, oh shit, the shit is twirling, bro. The smoke it's twirling, bro. It's amazing, yo. This is an amazing spiritual experience. But I want to make sure, shout out to everybody who already got it. But I want to give the tutorial and I want to just the packaging, and I just want to, because listen, y'all, the brand is called Radio Cigars, and it's a gift for everybody who supports the channel and sends donation. I want to send y'all a gift as well for support. Yeah, the Spiral Smoke, yeah, for supporting the channel. So just somebody said, yeah, I don't, yeah, and I realized I didn't know. I thought everybody who's, if you order cigar, you know how to cut it. But then I realized some of y'all don't know how to cut the cigar. So yeah, I may have to cut the cigar for some of y'all, but I'm figuring all that out now. But give me about another week or so, and trust me, when you get it, you're gonna have to just. And one thing I will say for y'all when y'all get it, because I see some of y'all in the chat tonight, have time dedicated to yourself. If you have children, you see how the sister was out in the bathroom.
Yeah,
find some time to yourself so we can hide. Because I got hiding spaces too. We as parents, exactly. Space where you could be to yourself, because you gotta, the distractions will cut off the connection, the ancestral communication devices, but the distractions, your family, whatever, they will cut off the connection. So you have to find a space where it's just an hour of you time. Nobody, kids, nobody can interrupt that session. It's intimacy. Would you allow a nigga in the room if you having sex? Not unless you P. Diddy or something. If you you might say, come on, y'all. Yeah. But y'all get the point I'm trying to make. Y'all get the point I'm trying to make. So I'm at the deal.
On that note, Brother Rich, thank you very much for coming on, beloved man. Love you, respect to you. Let's give him a well-deserved round of applause, family. You know I got my applause button in the building. There we go. Yes. Brother did the damn thing, man. And give love to the family, man, for me. All right? All right, brother. Peace and love, brother. Thank you.
Peace, King.
Thanks. Oh, man, that's my brother Rich, family. Y'all know what it is, man. Make sure y'all support him in everything that he do. Everything is here. Make sure you support my channel. Also, the donation button is on and pinned on the top of the chat. Brother Rich, you can go to his Instagram, Radiohead Rich. Go to his Linktree /Black Magic 363. His Cash App / $$ Black Magic 363. His PayPal. Use the email richinmerit7 at Yahoo if you want to donate to whatever Brother Rich is doing. Man, thanks for everybody that called in, man, and even the knuckleheads that call in, man, and try to say something, man. I was trying to see where he was going, but he sounded crazy after a while. But that is what it is. So we're gonna have all, you're gonna have your fruits and you're gonna have your nuts. It is what it is. So big up to the fruits and the nuts that come on the live to say what they gotta say. Although that's like a mixed bag. Our people are mixed bags, man. So enough respect to all of you that came on and showed love. And again, make sure you share my channel with people. Make sure you share my channel, like, subscribe, press that bell, notify, share it with friends and family that are on a spiritual journey. Thumb up the video so we can build the algorithms. Support the channel here through super chat, super sticker. Want to chat? Big up to Top Cat who supported, Sister California who supported, everybody that's supporting in their own way. Big up to everybody that probably did that's probably donating through super chat and all that kind of stuff, please. And also PayPal, Zelle, Cash App, Venmo. You can do that way. Thank y'all very much for coming on and supporting this 9th episode of Today's Consciousness in the Conscious Community with Brother Rich, Radiohead, Rich Black Magic 363. Here, take a snapshot of this if you want to donate later on, if you want to donate to the channel, if you respect what I'm doing from the numerovation perspective. Here's all of it. Take a snapshot, as Simon says, circulate to the channel as much as you can, and also get my books. Once again, want to thank. Next week, we're going to have Tassili Ma'at is going to be in the building. Tassili will be with me next week, of course. And big up to Abundance Child and her radio show. Big up to the Malcolm X celebration coming up on May the 19th on Malcolm X's 100th birthday. Big up to Nina Dunham publication. Make sure you get her book, 52 Mirrors and Queen's Code at 11university.com, or go to Amazon if you want to book her for any cardology, astrology, or numerology services. Call her and contact her. Big up to, of course, my 8-hour course. Those who want to learn the Bath method, seeing beyond, around the trajectory, or hearing the numbers, it's half price until the May 19th. It's half price until May 19th. Those who want to book a session with me, text me your full name, date of birth, and email to 347-496-1022. That's 347-496-1022. Everybody that books a session with me will get a free ebook, but they will get one of my spiritual lessons of life, volume 1 or volume 2. Volume 3 is coming out on Minister Farrakhan's birthday on May the 11th. Don't forget, all my books are available on Amazon and also through my link tree. Get all my books right there. Again, make sure you donate, circulate to the channel right here. Big up to Lloyd Strayhorn. Go to his website right now, lloyd-strayhorn.com, or go to his app. He got a Star 8 app. Big up to Color Curiosity. That was one of my moderators in the code right now. Big up to her. She shows you how to feng shui your life, or per-unk your wardrobe, your house, your life, your work, everything that you want to do. She can help you. Adara Moselle was in the chat. Big up to AdaraMoselle.com, AdaraMoselle.com. Make sure you hit her up for moving negative energy or energy healing and all of that. Big up to one of my sons. He's doing a great job with his studio. If you're in New York City or in the tri-state area, or you just want to email some stuff that he could edit for you, this brother can do it. My son, Prince Imagine. Remember what Dr. B says, family. I forgive myself, my family, and others for imperfection, and I am thankful for my life. And remember what the late, great Dr. Blair used to say: please, Universal Creator, know in my heart that I love you. Please protect me and this planet on which I live now. Please open my mind, my spirit, and my soul to receive only truth in your love now. Thank y'all very much. Again, Amazon, you can go and get my books on Amazon. I'm telling you, family, thank you very much for your support. Thank you very much for Brother Rich. And again, have a great day, afternoon, or evening. Remember, I love you because I love me. Take care. Be safe. Be great. One love. Take care. Content disclaimer: the views, comments, and opinions expressed by guest speakers or authors on this YouTube channel do not necessarily reflect or represent the views and opinions held by this channel's broadcasters and its sponsors. Parental guidance is advised. Copyright disclaimer: under Section 107 of Copyright Act of 1976, allowance is made for fair use for purposes such as criticism, comments, news reporting, teachers, scholarship, education, and research. For fair use is a use permitted by copyright statute that might otherwise be infringed. Today's consciousness, today's consciousness, today's consciousness. What happened and how can we change it? From the pristine position that we held in today's consciousness, here's a new show just for you every Tuesday called Today's Consciousness. Be there and enjoy all the great special guest stars that will be passing through on a new show called Today's Consciousness. Today's Consciousness. Today's Consciousness. Are you ready to address all the things that are going on? And how can we heal today's consciousness? Today's consciousness. Today's consciousness. Right here on KSP TV. Today's consciousness. What happened and how can we change it? It's the numerovational session with King Simon. Text your full name and date of birth to 347-496-1022. That's 347-496-1022. And get my book. It's about guiding people. The only way you can make the world better is if you make the people better. So it's about showing them the light of hope in themselves and their family. Everything in this universe is all about synchronicity.
Numbers are simple, people are complicated. Numeration from the king. Learn the foundation from the king. Nana push 1 + 1 is 2. Be precise. 3 + 2 is 5. Guard your mind. Me plus you is mathematician. Learn from V1 numerator. Numbers are simple, people are complicated. Numeration from the king. Me inside from the king. Nana push numbers are simple, people are complicated. Numeration from the king. The foundation from the king.
No, it's not about reading, it's about guiding. I don't do readings, I do consultations, because you should know yourself. As good as the back of your hand, you should know yourself. I want everyone out there to be clear that this is to serve you like a GPS serves you. Remember, each of us has guaranteed ourselves success. Be that Magi family, be that magician, be that numerational motivated force.
Training, education, and legal protection. Come, understand the depths of developing an urban tactical mindset. Professor Rick, 678-557-2919. Peace.
Hey family, readers are leaders. And remember, this is the month of May, and guess what? I'm giving away these books actually for half price, and you have to pay for shipping and handling wherever you are. So please make sure you tune in to KSP TV Media on YouTube, or King Simon Presents on YouTube, or King Simon Productions, or I Am King Simon, the Numerator, on Instagram. So please tune in if you want to get these books half price, but you have to pay for shipping and handling on King Simon Presents. Some people think that this esoteric knowledge is for the rich and powerful, when in actuality, the so-called 85% has a spark in them that if it is sparked through numerology, astrology, motivation, whatever, it will raise them up from an 85%, maybe to a 10%, and eventually they become the 5%, the poor or prosperous righteous teachers. You gotta understand that this knowledge is not just for one class of people. We gotta get out of the class